Let's go. Monday Madness is back. Finally. Well, it's been a while. Weeks and weeks.
It's been a minute.
What did you do last week? What was that last week?
That was just we showed up and started talking on a Thursday.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, sorry I missed that.
It was a good stream, actually.
Yeah.
Everybody got to talk. It was a nice discussion. We made fun of Max a few times.
Oh, you made fun of Max.
Trev, the shipping guru. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Trev.
Hey, Cal.
Hi, King.
What up, King?
But you know, before last week I was sick, so I couldn't do Monday. I'm glad I'm not sick anymore. Sick of being sick.
Yeah, I was this weekend. I was under the weather myself too.
That's what I think long COVID is. It's just you're not ever sick. You just have one symptom after the next.
Yeah. I did I watched the season finale of White Lotus last night.
Yeah. Yeah, it was tragic, man.
Yeah, I felt so bad.
Yeah, as tragic as that show has ever been, I think.
Yeah,
and that's saying a lot.
This season went far, really far.
Yo, what's it? All I seen was the one scene that this guy's talking about, like the Asian women. Then all of a sudden he started wearing that was like one of the funniest scene. The scene when they were talking in the restaurant.
Yeah, he's talking about how he wants to know what it feels like to be them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, the hotel scene was wild.
I hope we see that. I hope one of the upcoming seasons we actually see Sam Rockwell's character as a lady boy.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Who knows?
That would be so funny. There was so many different storylines, and they tied up everything so well.
Well, that's the thing about that show is, you know, you see the first episode, they show you that, you know, someone's died, a tragedy has befallen a guest at this resort, and you don't know who it is, and then they plant this seed, which branches out into, it could be literally any one of the characters.
Yeah.
You know, and they give you a pretty clear indicator if it's a male or a female, and so far it's been all women, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember season 1. Who was season 1? Don't spoil it for anyone, but give me a clue.
I forgot who died season 1.
Yeah, me too. But in season 2, it was a woman. In season 3, it was a woman.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, that's Mike White. He's always saying something, even in his most ridiculous work. He's always saying something about the human condition or the lack of humanity in the human condition.
I think one thing, the recurring theme of older men with younger women, and
that's always a part of it. Yeah,
and it's so funny that they were not with the guys for their money; they were with them because they loved them, which was so.
It's always about it's always a greed. Younger women with older men with money, greed, narcissism. That's a pretty good show. There's really no other way to put it.
Yeah, when they threw that first episode, when they threw in that whole incest thing, I was like, where's this going?
Yeah, it went there. And
it did go there.
Apparently, a lot of people turned those roles down. It was offered to a lot of other people. And just for that very thing. But see, what I find funny about it is that there's been a kind of an uproar about it because, two brothers and all this. But nobody had a problem with Khaleesi and Jon Snow.
True.
Nobody had nobody had a problem with auntie banging her nephew.
Double standards in cinema. And speaking of cinema, and I don't have a slide for it, but since Mwamba brought it up, Daredevil Born Again, the numbers are not good for it.
Really?
No one's watching.
Aren't they though? Like relatively speaking, I'm not trying to I'm not defending the show because I don't like it. But
I love it, man. I'm loving the damn show, man.
I don't hate it. Man, is it just...
I want that and Andor. Give me those two shows constantly, and I'll take those are the best things on Disney. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you, people just shut down Disney. That's why they're not watching the things because they don't like what's going on in Disney, and that's
but it's bewildering because this is what everyone's been crying about. They wanted Daredevil, they wanted violent Daredevil, they wanted Daredevil street level stuff.
Yep.
Nobody's watching it.
You know why? I'm gonna tell you this. One of the reasons why is that they didn't do a recap on the Netflix because a lot of people didn't watch the Netflix.
The first episode.
Yeah. What happened?
Isn't that what I said the first episode?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that's another thing. That's one of the things that they didn't do a recap. And Disney has a habit of doing that, not recapping things like Rebels, like with Ahsoka season 2. Ahsoka season 2 could have been up here. They did not friggin' promote Rebels going, if you don't know who the characters are, go back to Rebels. And they do not do any of that stuff. And that's the problem with Disney. They don't
We've seen it on a lot of, I've seen it on a lot of panels. People don't want to do homework. They don't want to go back and watch stuff they miss. So it's not Disney's problem. You can't recap 5 seasons of a show.
You can.
I don't know. I guess it's just me, but growing up and learning, part of it was if I saw a cartoon of like an animated or live action adaptation of a comic book or something that I had, like a Doc Savage movie, the Ron Ely Doc Savage TV movie.
Yeah.
That George Powell made. And Larry Cohen helped him too. Something like that encouraged me to learn more about Doc Savage.
Yeah.
When I'm watching Super Friends or the Adventures of Superman TV show, the black and white George Reeves show. That's what, before I could read, got me interested in that character. My dad's interest, my dad's comic books, my grandpa's interest. And I wanted to I clicked to learn more. I was always clicking to learn more, no matter what it was. I don't know if it's where I'm at on the spectrum, if I am, or my just a natural inquisitive nature.
Well, hey, Gracie, I'll be honest. You know what it is? People don't have the mindset to sit and read or do research.
Yeah, that's what blows my mind. It really doesn't take that much time.
It doesn't. But look, you're talking about people that they're taking out the clocks because people can't read
time anymore.
Yeah, time anymore. They need digital clocks. This is how bad people are.
It's funny you say that. My friends' younger brothers and sisters, they cannot read time from a clock or a watch. It's insane.
It's crazy. That's crazy. And that's the problem.
I've never been able to, actually. It's a mental block with me. I've tried over and over again. I've never been able to figure it out.
So I know more military time than ever before because, my job, we do a military time. And, people don't even understand that.
But that's the funny part. Military time, I can translate, no problem. I mean, but it's something that's fried in my brain, I guess. Yeah. I can't look at an analog clock and tell you what time it is. I can tell you what time 1800 is, and it's the same regard. I can't tell you left from right, but I can tell you port from starboard. No logical reason to it.
And you see, the thing is, those simple little things, those little things that you want people to go back and get some history on Daredevil to understand the series now, how it's part of. Well, it was always part of the MCU, but adjacent to it with Netflix because they mentioned things, but they didn't mention the actual names, the event, the guy with the American flag, the big green guy. They couldn't mention some of the things, and Now
they could, they just chose not to.
they chose not.
It was still a Marvel. That they weren't any kind of rights issues or anything that were preventing them from doing it. It was an ABC studio show, so Disney was still making the show.
Yeah.
So
I will
really
say this:
that different.
when they announced this show, I thought it was a huge mistake for them to continue from the Netflix show instead of starting over fresh. Because
I thought this was the best way to go, but just how they went about it, I feel was kind of.
And
it was basically going to be closer to She-Hulk. It was kind of going to be in the middle between Netflix Daredevil and She-Hulk.
Yeah.
To the point where
maybe that would have worked better.
It was more like the Mark Waid and Chris Samney run. If you remember when Mark Waid took it over after.
I didn't read Daredevil.
Bendis or not Bendis, not Brubaker, not. I'm trying to remember who it was. Not Mac. I can't remember. Anyway, when Waid and Samney took it over and made it kind of more lighthearted and fun and relatively speaking, within the Daredevil, what's the word I'm looking for? Not genre, but in that world, harkening back to his early days where he was just kind of a smart aleck brawler and stuff. It wasn't so dark and brooding.
When Agatha was on, Andor was on, when Alkalite was on, I look forward every week to the show coming on. I didn't watch the last episode of Daredevil. It's just like I'll wait.
I never finished my screener. I still haven't caught up on. I never finished my screeners, and I still haven't caught up with what's already aired or what's available.
Yeah, because from what I understand, Daredevil is tracking lower than Alkalite and Agatha right now, with view wise.
Aren't we learning that the Acolyte might be one of 2024's most watched streaming shows?
Yes.
Insanity, absolute insanity.
Yeah.
The hatred for that show was 100% astroturfed. It's manufactured.
Yeah. It was hated when it was announced. It was hated when the first
trailer came out. There was obviously some I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but man, there was obviously some organization there. They definitely had a drum they beat, and there were talking points. There was definitely memos that went around between all the usual suspects. There had to be. What are you eating, Brian? Are you eating chicken?
No.
Oh.
What is that?
Toast.
Oh, okay.
Calling you out there, man.
No, not at all. I'll be like, man, I want some of that chicken.
But look, like Disney Plus, it's been a hit or miss, man. It's one of those things where Disney Plus, the streaming service itself, isn't the successful streaming service that it should have been from when they launched it. And a lot of the shows they put out, look, it's not fatigue, superhero fatigue. It's not the shows. Look, basically, when it comes down to it, there's a lot of other things that, look, you have a show like Daredevil that's well written, and you got the violence in it. The acting is fantastic. It's everything you want in a show, and people are not generating to it. But if you put stuff that's not well written and so things,
I find it boring. That's just me.
Because that's what streaming does, Dom. I mean, Netflix traffics in shows. They actually explicitly request this from their creators, that make something that they can watch and understand while they're looking at their phones. And that's the problem. Nobody's watching it because a show like Daredevil, you do actually have to pay attention, whether you like it or not. And we don't. It's not even an age thing. It's just people today don't have the attention spans for something to unravel in front of them, where they have to actually maybe think in the abstract and connect dots that might not necessarily be there. God forbid you have your own interpretation. I'm not talking about being critical. I'm just talking about interpreting something, having your own interpretation of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just we've somehow lost it somewhere. Just the
You know, as you've seen, when I'm on panels and I'm discussing stuff with people, and it doesn't seem like they have their own ideas. It's what they've heard. It's what they've been told to believe, and I don't understand where we lost free thought. Free thought. I don't get it.
Look,
I think it goes by being able to think freely and relatively objectively. I don't knock anyone for their biases. Have your biases. That makes you who you are. You can't be like an objective devil's advocate, an observer of everything. Participate, be active.
Yeah.
But not in the stuff that you watch. Watch what you watch. It's supposed to be passive. Not everything is interactive like the internet wants it to be.
Look, I fall into that category a lot, and Bruce gets me a lot. I'll be honest with you, man. I won't be ashamed to say that I do fall into that situation. You know, there's a lot of times I watch something, I'm like, this shit's fucking great, and you know, and it is good in my eyes, and then you watch people on the internet and they're like trashing every moment of it. Look,
and then you start believing, maybe it wasn't that good from the beginning. Maybe I was wrong.
I mean, the more you hear a lie, the more likely you are to believe it.
Exactly, and that's the problem. And like I said, I'm not gonna lie that I do admit that, but I can tell you this: the Acolyte, it was different. It was great. The choreography in the damn thing was great. Lightsaber battles, it just had a lot of amazing stuff. The fight scenes were awesome. It just didn't have a lot of the other substances that it should have had, but it still was better than a lot of the shit that they put out there. And
I was at a Target and a Walmart in Illinois yesterday, and they both had the deluxe Kalnaka figure, and I was like, ooh. But $40, FO.
$40. It's going to be $70 for the tariffs coming. So don't worry about it.
I think this is. I think it would have been $29 4 months ago. So the retailers have already factored their extra cost in. Hasbro's announced their price increases. McFarlane's announced their price increases.
On top of the price increase that he already said. So you're talking about almost a $50 toy it's going to be, which, hey, look, I'm going to tell you this. No one's buying toys to begin with. You know, only a certain few are buying toys. Like a couple of us.
That's not true, Dom. I mean, people are buying toys like NECA, companies like NECA and what's the other one? Mezco.
Mezco, yeah. I know.
They're killing it. They're killing it. Boutique. I mean, people say nobody's buying physical media anymore. That's not true. The boutique labels like Vinegar Syndrome and Severin and Synapse and Shout and Kino, they're all killing. Kino just bought another independent movie studio today, Gravitas Ventures, and their entire catalog and everything they're producing going forward.
You know what's funny? The funny thing is that you spend $50 on an action figure. Here I am, $280.
Oh yeah,
what the hell, dog? What the hell is that?
What is that? Which one is that?
Oh, that's Lord Starkiller. Lord Starkiller, baby.
Oh, okay. So it's Force Unleashed Starkiller.
Yep. It's not the Force Unleashed. It's the Lord. It's Force Unleashed, but it's him in his Sith armor. I want the regular Starkiller because I am a huge Starkiller fan. That's my thing. Starkiller is my favorite Jedi, even though he's legend.
Yeah, that was a skin option in the second game, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna talk about box up Minecraft money, or is this a trick?
What I say on Thursday? That you shouldn't sleep on it. It was gonna make money.
Minecraft crazy. You see people getting arrested in there for jumping. Crazy.
All right, let the natives are getting restless in the chat for some reason, and Kyle is leading the charge. All right, first up, the box office. A Minecraft movie made $163 million this weekend.
Nice.
Chosen Last Supper, 6.9. Disney Snow White. 2 million. This is Snow White 1.7. Wait, are these Monday's numbers? You know what? You know what happened, guys.
Yeah.
I knew a
Minecraft
girl named
destroyed the
Monday.
competition. Actually, let me go to the next slide because I don't think there's anything else on this list we want to talk about.
Not really.
Uh,
Certainly
It
not
made
number
more
3.
than it made more than all the other 9 movies combined.
Yeah,
Like
that's
how much more?
insane.
Like 30 times, 40 times more than.
So it's the highest grossing game, video game adaptation ever, right?
I think
Ever.
it's second. Is it second?
Is it
Behind
Mario?
On opening weekend, though, right?
Okay.
Here we go. Made 313 million worldwide.
Damn.
Chicken jockey, chicken jockey, chicken jockey.
Damn.
I don't even know what that means. I don't know anything about Minecraft. All I know is that I talked to all 3 of my nephews, 3 of my 4 nephews this weekend, and they all had already seen it twice. Their dad had been with them one time. Their mom had been with them another time. And my brother said he's never seen anything like it since Rocky Horror, like since going to see a Rocky Horror movie, going to see a screening of Rocky Horror, on Halloween or around Halloween time.
Oh, Rocky Horror
Everybody
Picture Show.
dresses up and you've got your responses to the dialogue and you throw stuff, toast, popcorn, toilet paper, all that. The audience interaction is apparently off the charts.
Oh, look at the chicken jockey.
All I know is that where I come from, a chicken jockey is when you, with your partner on there.
I don't get us demonetized.
I didn't use any. I just said when you do this on your partner. I didn't say. I just said chicken jockey. That's a thing. That's an act of love where I'm from.
Now, this will be it most likely will be the first billion-dollar movie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people question WB about their putting Superman trailer in front of this. They lucked out big time.
In this case, I don't think it was luck.
That's a fucking pop waiting to happen.
I know. I will say it as a parent. My kid, my nieces, nephews, and whatever fill in the blank. They are all Minecraft obsessed. I play it too with my kid. I'm not as that is my cat. That if you hear a cat crying, that's Isaac. But
come on, Isaac.
Yeah.
Isaac.
But no, I this is like you had mentioned previously that it was like Five Nights at Freddy's, and that was another one I was not surprised on the opening weekend box office, because my kid is just like with Minecraft, is right in that genre, right in the wheelhouse of that is their fan base.
Yeah.
I can tell you that some of our DCPs had the preview and some of them did not. They just had the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So not every theater was showing the 5-minute preview, but they were still selling out. And then they had the trailer on it too. So it was putting eyes on Superman one way or another, which is good. But this had opened bigger than Barbie. That's pretty huge.
Yep.
Yeah. And it didn't have the marketing of Barbie had.
No, it didn't. Didn't this start at Netflix? Wasn't Warner Brothers making this for Netflix? And then
I believe it was
something
going to be a
happened.
streaming only. Then they decided to make it theatrical.
Yeah. Crazy. I knew it would do well, but not this well.
I admit the number surprised even me.
Well, you know what? Listen,
Minecraft was okay, enough in there for old players like me who bought the game the first month it came out.
yeah, my nephew loved this. Everything was Minecraft. He would go home every time and play Minecraft. That was his big thing. Then he went to what's the other game? Fortnite. After that.
Like all my nephews are back on this from Fortnite and other games that they play. They've moved back to Minecraft since they've seen the movie.
You know, I was picking up my friend's son today. He's about 26 from work, and I asked him what he thought about the Superman trailer, and he said Superman's boring. He's overpowered. Nobody cares about Superman, but I'm going to go watch the movie because I love crypto.
Huh.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Crypto might die.
And I'm a dog person.
Hey, leave.
I'm an animal person.
On screen. What is wrong with you?
Dogs are my animals.
Quiet animals are my animals, dude.
You know, it's
quiet ones that like to curl up on your lap and
Yes.
Yeah, mine are only quiet half the day.
I have 3 cats. You will only hear the one.
My sister has 9 cats, 3 ferrets.
Do you guys think that this will increase next week, have a big drop off, or a very little drop off?
Very little drop off. I think it might even be better the second week around. You know, people go see the
good word of mouth.
Agreed.
Yeah.
There were a couple of the elementary schools taking the entire school on their end of the year field trip to see the movie. There was a lot of that too.
Oh wow, that's huge. The schools are taking kids to see this.
Well, I mean, we did cool stuff in junior high and high school for graduation trips. So we'd go to theme parks or Major League Baseball games. But now they just take them to movies or Chuck E. Cheese.
A little fun fact: has anybody seen the Tesla music video "Love Song"?
Yes.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, so there's a water park behind them.
Yes.
That was shot in Sacramento. That's where we did our grad night.
Hey, is the audio, is your mic coming from your camera or your mic, Brian? You sound far away.
It's probably coming from the damn camera.
Yeah, I figured that.
Hold on.
Hello.
Hey, Blue Jay, what's up, man?
Blue Jay.
Blue Jay.
So
Go ahead, Blue Jay.
I just gotta seen the Minecraft movie.
Oh.
Wait, none of y'all seen it, right?
No.
Not yet.
Okay. This movie is wild. This movie is absolutely. It was great. I fucking love
Really?
it. No, actually, no. I'm saying it ironically because the people surround. Okay, so it was packed. This theater was packed to
Wait, on a Monday night?
It was like it's freaking Avengers, dude.
Get out of here.
Wow.
It was me and my 2 buddies from work. We decided, hey, let's go see the Minecraft movie. I was like, okay. And then this movie was packed with families, some like teenagers and all that kind of stuff. Something you kind of expect for a Minecraft movie. But it wasn't, okay, I did hear people saying that there were a bunch of misbehaviors going on. Like there was a lot of screaming going on, like throwing popcorns. It wasn't
A lot of
like
damn
that.
kids.
Yeah, it wasn't like that in our theater. At the very least, they're responding to the movie. But let me tell you, anything Jack Black says, people clap. They applauded like it's a cameo from a Marvel movie.
Wow, they love Jack Black, huh?
Yeah, it's like it was like the I am Steve. People clapped at that. Chicken jockey. People clapped at that.
He doesn't grow on me very well.
Like it was like that. It was memed.
Weird.
Like those
But I also like Tenacious D. So
yeah.
Oh, Brian, you would.
There.
I was just speaking from experience. You guys would get along fucking great.
But yeah,
it's just how he is. Like I don't know. It's just it's like what's real and what's not. You know, and he's always on. He's always on. But when the camera's on, he's more than on. You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually curious about to finish hearing what Blue Jay has to say because my kid is excited for this movie.
Yeah, it was an experience. Like I personally, I thought the movie was. I liked the movie. It was stupid. I mean, come on, it's Minecraft, and there's not really much story you could do with Minecraft, so might as well just go all out. And this is from the same director as Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, so that tracks. And I don't know, it was just it's like it's a kind of movie. I'm glad I didn't see this movie by myself. I saw it with my best friends, but man, we was like, what the fuck did we just sit through? Like, yeah, I would give it a if you want to bring friends for a party, go ahead. At least it's not depending on your theater. I hear people like say like dumb teenagers acting crazy and shit. Like I said, it wasn't as bad as that one, as because we went to a very quiet theater. It's usually a pretty quiet theater, but except for this one, oh no, not for this movie. Everybody wants to throw popcorns. Whenever time Jack Black says a line that was memed from the trailers, like
Oh, they went to Rocky
leave.
Horror Picture Show.
Pretty much.
Yeah, very much. That's what my brother said.
Hey, Blue Jays,
So
let me
you
tell
see
you,
Rocky Horror.
What'd you say?
you should be high seeing this movie. If you're high, this movie would be even
He was
Minus-
high.
Minus, I no, or so I don't even smoke.
Okay, we witches.
I can't
You know, I
wait to
do
go
joke
home
about
on
it.
some gummies and watch this movie, dude.
Yeah.
I'll wait till it comes out on stream and then I'll really get baked. It'll be fun.
So yeah, I liked it. I can't saying calling it good is a bit of a stretch because it's a very it's stupidly simple and stupidly goofy, but at the same time, I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
You know, and
Did
it
you
does,
enjoy
it doesn't
yourself? I mean, that's all that really matters.
it doesn't have any competition up until what, the 18th, when Sinners come out, but these two different movies. So it has most of April in the theaters by itself. There's no other family friendly.
Yeah, competition
Comedies out
from.
there.
I guess it's like a racing team where you have two competing racers on the same team because they're both Warner Brothers
Yeah.
releases.
Yeah, and like the biggest movie arguably doesn't come out till like what Thunderbolts like next month or so. That's
Yeah, I
like the
think
biggest movie.
when does Thunderbolt come?
May
May
2nd.
something. May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Oh dang! So it's got a whole month to just sit here and
Yeah.
tear up the charts. Right on. Good for them.
So yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I mean, it may
When
not be
does,
for
when
everyone.
does Drop come out? Drop comes out next week, right?
Drop comes out.
April 11th, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong.
Let me see. Where is it?
It's as long as
Yeah, it comes out
is
the
it-
11th.
But here's my main question for you, Blue Jay. Is it fun?
Yeah,
Okay, good. Because that's all I'm asking for.
it's fun. Yeah,
Nowadays on these, it's like, dude, can I just have fun? Can I, honestly, I don't. Sorry, this always sounds
don't
like
know,
a pejorative.
yeah.
But when I kind of like to turn my brain off sometimes when I watch stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Watch
Everybody's like, "Oh,
Transformers
you got to turn your brain off to watch that." It's like, well, dude, half the
I
time
love turning my
watch
brain
stuff,
off.
It's because I want to turn my brain off, dude.
Hell
My life
yeah! I
sucks.
think if you're coming in, I'm saying if you're coming into this movie expecting like, as to be a wonderment of screenwriting, you're an idiot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, yes, exactly.
Like, come on, don't expect this movie to be like some genius writing or anything like that. Like this is purely
So we shouldn't expect the Academy Award for Best Picture, Best Director.
You might as well since your brain cells are like, oh my god, like this movie should win an Oscar for Best Picture up against something else. Yeah, it's fun. That's all it is. I think movies need to still be fun. Like people can be so critical. I mean, come on. That's all it is.
That's why movie talk's not fun because they make it not fun. So it's like, dude, that's all. Can we make movie talk fun again?
I thought we
Like-
doing fun movie talk over here.
We are, and that's why like I'm enjoying this, which is great. But like that's what I'm missing about movies. It's like, dude, you basically sold the movie to me, Blue Jay, which is awesome.
Yes.
Like, and that's something we don't do very often. It's mostly poo-poo this, poo-poo this. Oh, the writing was poo-poo, and you know, it's like, oh gosh, man. If we could just sit back and smell ourselves every once in a while, you know, there's a lot of poo-poo.
No, okay.
So,
Yeah, and also
in
if
case
don't
you're just getting here, this is mature movie entertainment. Please
All right.
hit the like, the subscribe.
This is one of the few times we could actually claim to be a family show for
The
5
main
minutes.
event,
show.
baby.
no, I did. I like I know people say about Jack Black being turned up to 11. I mean, I like him. I mean, it's Jack Black. He's not really embodying the character of Steve. Like he's Jack Black being Jack
He's
Black.
playing
That's all
himself.
you ever need. And I like the way he does is like flake of steel, doing this and doing that. Like that's what I like about him. He's fun.
I don't think we'll ever.
I,
It seems
I
like this
like
movie
the
is
idea
young,
of
are
the
we?
two of them playing off each other. You guys have heard me refer to Jason Momoa as like the axe throwing golden retriever energy. So getting the chance to see the two of them playing off each other, even watching the promos of them talking with like the interviews and stuff, it's been absolutely fun watching them. So
I like seeing them together.
Yeah.
Like the idea of Momoa and Jack Black in the movie together, like that's gold. And this movie just succeeded for me.
Well, there we go. How are we
This-
going to
this
make it
sounds
happen
awesome.
for something more elaborate? We'll have a nice, movie with those two just together. Yeah.
Yeah, because this is the first comedy of the year, is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Something to that effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's first
At least
comedy
first
in a
one
few
worth
years.
watching.
Yeah, people were laughing. Everybody was cracking. Like I laughed a lot. It was just like it's such an unserious film. Like,
Yeah.
come on, like, yeah, of
Yes,
course.
it's the movie we need. Thank
The
you.
movie we need.
Oh God, I'm gonna try to go watch this next week when I get paid.
So Momoa's pink jacket didn't take away from the movie.
No, that it doesn't distract it. It's just his
Okay.
character is so over exaggerated. You just kind of accept it.
Because I seen someone said the pink jacket was going to make this movie flop.
Listen,
Oh, I see.
back and you're getting ready for Barbie 2.
That for me is the funny part. Even because like I talked about how they're doing interviews and doing the standard interviews going around talking about the movie. Jason Momoa crocheted jackets for him and Jack Black in the colors for their characters movie.
Crocheted?
I am not kidding you.
Oh my
That's
god, I have
killer.
to watch that.
I will find you a clip and I will send it to you because he crocheted himself a pink and purple, jacket and crocheted Jack Black a blue and green one. And they're rocking it and it looks absolutely
That's
fantastic.
funny. Though I guess this will be a new franchise. We're gonna get toys, pops, chicken jockeys for everyone.
Listen, my movie comes out Memorial Day weekend, man. Lilo and
What
Stitch.
movie?
That's all I'm for. That's it.
But Tenacious D is back together as of I don't know the last
really?
few days.
Really?
We have to.
Yeah, Jack. They have a new song, the tale of Hollywood Jack, and let me find out what the rest of the song. It's about the whole deal. Jack skewers himself a little bit.
Huh. I did find the picture. There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
See, he crocheted those just for these
Insane. When
interviews.
does he have time to crochet? Is he crocheting on the sets of movies?
I have no idea.
Holy, he's supposed to be filming Supergirl.
You just gotta love this human golden retriever. I mean, he has this. He has side businesses where it's about cleaning the oceans, and he's got clothing and water bottles and all sorts of fantastic stuff, and he still does all of this stuff on too.
Yeah, they're back together, and they did their old song, The Ballad of Hollywood Jack in the Rage Cage, where their differences have been split over the years because of Jack's success and Kyle's lack of. But they're hashing it out on the internet, so it's pretty good.
I thought that they had a big falling out with the whole political thing that
They did, but they worked it out.
Yep.
Can't leave all that money on the table.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. All right. Next up, what we have? Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom theme invite for his 60th birthday party.
I
He
hope
sent
that's
this out as an invite.
I hope that's not his outfit, man.
What do you think this is the way he's gonna look in
No.
the movies?
No,
Yes.
no.
100%.
Yes, that's 100% how he's
Spoilers
going to
for
look in the movie.
Doomsday.
There we go.
Spoilers for Doomsday, right there, baby.
Nope.
Yep.
Either way, I love the energy of this.
I mean, he's going to look. He'll have many different faces, but they'll all be Doom.
Yep.
Man, I know, but I want Doom. I want Doom. I want
That is
to look
Doom.
in the comic. In the
That's
comic.
You'll get
Doom,
Doom,
yeah,
Doom,
buddy.
There will also be a what is it? The Parliament of Doom. Yeah.
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 And just
I'll
in
take
case you can't
the,
Council of Reeds,
Oh,
the Parliament of Doom.
The friggin' Jordan's be Jordan friggin' Fantastic Four. I'll take that Doom. If
you're getting sassy Doom. He looks very sassy in this picture.
listen, I want Doom. I want the Doom to have the corner down there in the bottom. Those Dooms. I want those.
With top hats?
Not with top hats, just that Doom. I want old school Doom from comic books. That's it. But I know they're trolling the fan. You know what? It is what it is, man.
I think I just
I
hope
know,
people don't build up this movie to
Too late.
astronomical expectations and get so disappointed.
Too late.
Keep your expectations low. Is that what we say, Brian?
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, listen, they said that so the Russos came out and says a lot of people are going to die, and there's no snap to bring them back. So we'll see what happens.
Of course, the X-Men gonna die in that movie.
Of course, they're all going to die, man. It's going to
They're
be
not
awesome.
Make it out that movie.
It's going to be awesome, man.
Some of them can't even make it on set without a wheelchair.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to see it. You know what? It's interesting, to the whole Robert Downey Jr. thing coming back as Doom and how the story plays out. That I like the way the story did play out. How Doctor Strange seen all those possibilities, and he had that one possibility. He had to die because he knew that he was going to be he was going to do what Doom is doing now with the multiverse. So I like the story, where the story went. So hopefully these movies that come out can give it the same energy and feel that we got with Infinity War and Endgame. And really,
I think
Lightning doesn't strike twice.
yeah, I know, but I was actually talking to my wife. She doesn't give two shits about anything I say when it comes to Marvel stuff and that. But I just said that,
really, you just noticed that?
yeah, I know.
I've noticed that since I first met her.
I know, but I'll still talk to her, even though she doesn't want to hear it. But I'll still talk to her about it.
See, I don't know about the lightning not striking twice. I live in Toronto, and the CN Tower gets hit multiple times every thunderstorm. So
It's a lightning
you never
rod,
know.
so That's his job.
You're right.
I think the one thing that this movie has going against it, besides Robert Downey Jr. being Dr. Doom, which is for me is just stupid. There's no buildup. There's no movies assembling the Avengers for this movie. Do you even know who the Avengers are?
Right now, well, you have
Right.
Falcon.
Thunderbolt.
We still have a Captain
Yeah,
America.
the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, Wilson.
The Thunderbolts are the Avengers.
Thunderbolts.
Thor,
Look,
man.
look,
Don't forget about Thor.
eventually you're gonna get some stuff. I guess after the Thunderbolt movie comes out, you're gonna find out who the more the players are gonna be. We all know Doctor Strange ain't gonna be in it because he's gonna be stuck in the he's in the portal with what's the name for the third movie, and Spider-Man is a standalone, so Spider-Man ain't gonna be in it. So
Yeah, Spider-Man 4 is after Doomsday.
is that, but it's gonna be taking place in between.
Concurrently, it runs alongside Doomsday.
Alongside, yeah.
It's like that, like when you're reading an event and the regular ongoing monthlies have a tie-in issue, right? So Secret Wars 2 or whatever had every Marvel book that month had a tie-in issue that told what that hero was doing off page of the mini, you know.
Zaggy's downvoting. Downvote, Zaggy. Engagement is engagement.
I like personally, I don't think this is a hint or anything towards his costume. I just think this is him having fun with the character.
Yeah.
And let's face it, there's not one of us on the panel that if we had this opportunity, we wouldn't be doing the same thing.
Mhm.
You all know it.
Yeah.
In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Tom said that he had a Vinny the Rod, birthday party the one year.
Look up his 50th birthday card.
That's good, right? You know what? You're right. You're right. I'm gonna look. I'll put it this way. You control the fans when you're doing something that's special. And look, I know Robert Downey Jr. knows what Marvel fans want, and he's gonna bring it when it does come. He's gonna bring it. Like what he brought with Iron Man, he made Iron Man everything you could dream of Iron Man, the character of Iron Man. So I could see him, trolling the fans, doing what he's got to do, and just having fun. He's having. Look, let me tell you something, man. He's on top of the world. The money the shitload of money he got, and the shit more money he's gonna get. The toys, the merchandise, with all this shit that's gonna come out with this stuff. He's sitting on gold, man. And I know he's having fun, and he's gonna give what the fans want, and we're in for a ride, man.
Absolutely.
That's all
And one about Bruce, the Avengers have been disbanded since Endgame because every character went off to do their own thing.
Yes.
I know that. I'm talking about the new team of the Avengers. It should have been formed by now. There should have been four to five movies leading up to Doomsday, showing the formation of the new Avengers.
Well,
Instead, we got hodgepodge of movies that had nothing to do with each other.
No, listen, Bruce, you're gonna have the Avengers gonna show up. They're gonna show up in Doomsday. You're gonna see who the new Avengers are.
I understand that, but
Captain America, they wanted to make the new team. He's gonna get the new team together.
Wouldn't it be the smart thing to have the team being assembled in movies prior to this coming out?
No, but they did that. They did it.
Where?
Now they'll do something different. They did it with the original Avengers. You don't need
over a decade ago. Let's see it
no,
again.
But they did show in oh goodness, which movie was it? They showed in one of the movies that they were recruiting other people and training them. So they would, stand to reason that would continue forward.
Unless there's a whole big assembly in Thunderbolts. What's after Thunderbolts?
After Thunderbolts is
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four, and then Doomsday.
Yeah.
Everything has to tie up and lead into Doomsday with Thunderbolts.
Well, listen, you don't know. Well, they might bring back the original Avengers. They might come back for the Doomsday and fight the X-Men, and then both teams go after Doomsday.
Doom. You and this goddamn X-Men versus Avengers thing.
That's what's going to start off as. What do you think?
This?
Listen. What do you think is building up to? They fight. They have different opinions with each other. They're going to fight each other, and then they're going to find out the common enemy is Doom, and that's when they team up to go.
What is their motivation for fighting each other?
Does the X-Men really know who the Avengers are? Does the Avengers know who the X-Men really are? It's just happening now. They formed the team. Listen, Dr. Doom is manipulative. He can have the team. He can have the X-Men fighting the Avengers for his own reason. Yep. He's the manipulator. Come on, man. You read you don't read Marvel comics. You read DC.
I mean, if I was the Avengers and I found out that there was a whole bunch of superpowered people in New York that weren't helping out during Endgame, yeah, I'd be pissed off too.
Exactly. Thank you, Mama Bear. Thank you. I haven't seen that in a long time, and it felt good.
Because that's because House of M already happened.
Yeah. So anyway, Dom's theories are like, no, not happening. Just saying. But getting back to this, I think it's just a birthday card, him just having fun. It could be one of his costumes in the movie, it could not be. We'll see. All right, next up, what do we got? Nintendo says U.S. tariffs weren't factored into the $450 price tag of the Switch SKU. The news is fresh, and like many companies right now, we are actively assessing what the impact may be. Hashtag Max was wrong again.
$2,000. $2,000.
No, what we're looking at? What, $6.99 for the bundle?
Probably.
I just put this on here to shit on Max. Pretty much.
He was trying to say
Max has been shat upon.
Well,
I'm just gonna say, Japan, Canada is your friend now. You know,
Ooh,
you
I'll
could
come
reduce
across
the
the
price a bit.
I'll just go to my mother-in-law's in Detroit and hop on the bridge and go buy one in Canada.
Mama Bear, I love Canada. I have nothing to do with what's going on in this crazy world. And I don't care.
So rude.
No, I know.
This is just nuts.
I just get frustrated with the Canadian tax, man.
No,
it's $450 for you. It is $600 for me.
Anthony said he will pay any price for this. He doesn't care.
You get on that pole. You got to work on that pole.
Even with the means, I can only pay so much for a handheld.
Yeah, especially when there's a Steam Deck out there that so much. It's reaching Steam Deck price. If it's hitting $600, you get a Steam Deck for like $500.
It was funny. My wife got a camera.
You can't play Kirby's Fart Box on it.
Kirby's Fart Box.
My wife got a camera from the UK, and they were like, "Oh, I can't send it yet until we find out what the tariffs are." Just send the goddamn thing before the tariffs.
If you order, if you import physical media through like Orbit DVD or Diabolique DVD, any of the boutique mail order physical media houses, if you're getting anything, they're already tacking a 25% surcharge on it just to cover it.
Damn.
Yeah. So
I don't think the tariff's going to last that long. I think
it sounds like he's already balked.
It crashed the stock market. A whole bunch of crazy shit that happened. You know,
the stock market will be fine. If you have 401k, just let it ride. Everything will be fine.
See, what happens is they deliberately crash the stock market, and then all of the rich people go in and buy up all those stocks that were sold off at a real low price.
Yep.
And then the market goes back up, and then those people made millions, if not billions of dollars on all that cheap stock that they're just going to sell off again. And a lot of it is companies that was great during COVID. The government gives Fortune 500 companies billions of dollars to basically stay in operation. I had a point and I forgot what it was. Anyway, yeah, it's not cool. We're fucked. We're cooked. We're dones.
It's fine. I ain't got shit.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Nothing.
Just get your lawn chair, go sit on the front porch and watch it all go up in smoke.
Right.
You sit down and watch like a fight, the end of a Fight Club, where they're watching the city burn and crumble. And you just sit there and watch.
I think the best piece of entertainment news I got today is that it sounds like ITV or BBC or somebody's doing a series version of the Channel 4 series Threads from the 80s. If you've never seen Threads, it was a miniseries.
Yeah.
It's like the UK's version of the day after.
It's bad. It's
Threads is basically a horror.
As real as you're gonna
movie.
get, bro.
Yeah.
It has the lead up to the bomb, and then the aftermath. And it is very realistic depiction of what.
It was a lot more realistic than the day after. It definitely affected me more than the day after did.
Yeah, I had a hard time sleeping the next night, But I've been fascinated
definitely.
with that stuff. What was it? 6th grade, we read that Children of the Ash.
Yeah.
You read that book,
On the
and
beat.
yeah, ever since then, I've always been like just fascinated with that crap. It's pretty crazy.
We really need this. Dear God, do we really need a show like this now? Yes, we do.
Yes, to remind people how bad it is to piss off people.
Well, last year this book came out called Nuclear War Scenario. And Denis Villeneuve and Warner Brothers, I think it was Warner Brothers, with Denis in partnership, obtained the rights to this book before it was published. And it's basically a detailed account of, I forget how, the minutes and hours of full-on global-thermal nuclear war.
Damn.
And it was basically going to be like a documentary. Villeneuve was going to make this high-budget, star-studded fake documentary, basically about the end of the world. And that was the secret movie that he couldn't talk about. That was really timely, and he only had so much time to make it, but that he's completely dumped in favor to go to Dune 3, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
And yeah. So yeah, people are really sketchy about real end of the world shit. Like Godzilla movies are fine, and you know, giant meteorites fine.
Zombie movies, it's never gonna happen in real life, you know. But like with freaking that stuff,
two gerontocratic societies launching mutually assured destruction against each other is real. If you believe that our country and other countries hold stockpiles of nuclear weapons, which some people believe is a myth.
Yeah, I don't think that's a myth, my friend.
And it sounds like Russia's having real problems with theirs. Like they don't know if they can launch them.
They haven't updated them since '91.
Sure. All right. Let me show you. I just happen to have a Switch 2. I got it before everybody else. I'm playing Mario. Oh wait, this is a Steam Deck. Oh wait.
Yeah. What do you have to go through to get that?
Not much, buddy.
You gotta
Not much.
You gotta like break into the freaking hardware on that, or the software on that computer, on that Steam Deck. You gotta download something that takes up like way more space than your SD card takes.
That's what cards are for, buddy. That's what cards are for.
You need like 8 of them.
Is that just a Switch emulator?
Yeah, it's just an emulator running on the Steam Deck.
Is it Dolphin or is it the other one?
It's Ryzen. Ryzen.
I tried. I just got pissed off, and I didn't. It wasn't mine, so
no
I didn't
purchasing of
fuck
Switch games necessary. And it runs better. Thank you very much. Next up,
sailing the high seas over here.
My whole thing is that these companies, every company, regardless of where they're located, knew this was happening.
Yeah,
and so did everybody else.
I think
you, me, the 78 people that voted for this shit, they knew this was going to happen. He told you. I don't told you.
They knew it was going to be this high, this many, all at one time.
Well, I mean, he's only been like isn't that the art of the deal? You start at the most outrageous number possible,
ask, bro.
Yeah, and work your way down till you get something more. You know, you start at like just the most inconceivable, unemployed in Greenland bullshit you can think of, and whittle your way down till you get fair market value, so you don't get gypped out of the rest. So why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? It's always like this. It's always been the big ask and mafia tactics. Why should this be any different?
All right, we got Michael.
Everything's a shakedown.
Michael Cerinsky is set to direct the live-action Death Stranding movie for A24 and Hideo Kojima. Cerinsky previously directed A Quiet Place Day One, which I really liked, and Pig.
I saw Pig. Pig is good.
Death Stranding is a good game. And it's Hideo Kojima. He could do no wrong in my eyes.
I couldn't do it. I don't know how. Maybe played the game. Maybe played like 5-6 hours and was like,
yeah, it's a lot of walking.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a beautiful game.
No, don't get me wrong. Yeah, don't no. Like I appreciated the like how different it was.
Yeah.
Because it really was. It's something totally different, something totally new. I never expected to play what I played, but I've often thought about going back to it, especially with the second one coming out, which definitely looks like more the same, but maybe more appealing. I don't know.
I think that it turned a lot of people off because you're basically a messenger.
Yeah,
You're playing a messenger, which is
just all fetch quests.
yes. And this guy, he did he did F. Oh, jeez. No, I don't know. He did F. Oof. I guess we can give him a shot with he more than made up for it with A Quiet Place Day One. So hopefully this and Hideo Kojima's working closely with him, so we should see his vision.
Which if
was it if with who was that Ryan Reynolds?
That was John Krasinski.
Oh,
John Krasinski directed If.
Why they give him credit for it then? Huh. Let me see. Was he the writer?
I'm sure there's been more than one movie called If. I'm just saying that if we're talking about the Imaginary Friends one, that was Krasinski.
It's okay if they all look the same to you, Bruce.
They all look the same.
Yeah. You know how we are.
But looking forward to this. I'll give it a try. A24. They've been trying different things. I know they have a war movie coming out soon.
That Rock movie, you have the Rock like a pit fighter movie he's got coming out.
Yep.
Holy shit. The screening, the cards are insane. It's doing well, but it's just another one of those situations. I mean, it's an A24 movie. You got to go in expecting not what you expect. That's just how they work.
Yeah. Next up.
This will be the same, especially for people who hadn't played the game.
Vincent D'Onofrio on why he thinks his Kingpin can't appear in Spider-Man movie. Because of ownership and stuff, I think I'm only usable for television series. It's all caught up in rights and stuff. I don't know when that would work out or if ever would actually.
No, it's a lie.
No, it's not a lie. It means he doesn't know. Because he's not concerned with any of that. He's not the kind of actor who concerns himself with who owns what. He just takes the job and goes and does his job and then goes home. And yeah, that job involves promotion and giving interviews where he says he can't just say I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. That means he can't show up in Thunderbolts because he is the mayor of New York City.
He can show up in any of it. He can show up in any of it. I mean, if Marvel really wanted to push it, they could just cast another Spider-Man and say, let's go to war.
Yeah.
Let's go to war. Spider-Man. Let's do it, Sony. Let's go to war. We want our shit back. We're done with your nonsense.
I still don't understand, man. Freaking Sony should just, they don't have to sell the goddamn thing. Just let Marvel do the stuff with the characters and just take the money or what their cut on what they have to do on a regular thing. Just let them play with the characters and watch fucking Sony make more money than they make in their own characters. That's the problem.
It's Tom Rothman's getting revenge for the X-Men debacle. I think it's personal. And with so many of these guys, I think so much of what they do is personal. There's stuff in Coyote versus Acme that a movie executive like David Zaslav would take offense at. So he sees that movie when he gets in and he sees the dearth of material they have coming out. Anything that he objects to personally, he's going to shelve.
Yeah.
And that just happened to be it because it's unkind to people like him. So, and again, with Tom Rothman, any kind of he's going to get paid no matter what. Yeah, his fiduciary responsibility is to their shareholders, but ultimately he's failed more than once, and he's failed upward. So it's all gravy to him. I don't think he has Amy Pascal on his side anymore. So it's just going to get harder and harder for him. Especially if Sony says, hey, man, we're going to go ahead and get rid of our film and TV division and just focus on making video games and other stuff, electronics and stuff. And we'll let somebody else do this movie stuff because we're tired of it. Because you know who owned them before? Remember when you go see a movie and the Columbia Pictures lady with her little torch would come out and at the bottom it would say a Coca-Cola company.
You know, I just think it's so damn stupid, man. We're missing out on opportunities because of these freaking goddamn this red tape shit. Just
it's not red tape, it's ownership.
I know, but it's ownership. But the whole fact is that to make a movie authentic, you're freaking taking away opportunities where everybody can benefit. And
they are benefiting. Everybody is benefiting, Dom.
I'm just saying, but everybody.
It's just you don't like the way things are being handled, but everybody's benefiting.
I don't know. I want to see. I want to see freaking all out freaking goddamn street level fight with all the freaking characters, man.
That's never gonna happen.
What? It will. It will.
See, this is what happened, Dom. Dom, you always build up stuff in your head that you want, and when you don't get it, you're like, crap, screw it, fuck
those
this, bastards.
Hey, listen.
Because at the end of the day, they need to give me what I want because I'm Dom Toba.
That's it. I am Dom Tober, man. Don't forget about that shit.
Better recognize.
Forget about it, man. Now, look, at the end of the day, man, this shit is what people want. It's what the people want. The studio should sit back and say, shit, you know what? The fans want this. The fans deserve this.
I want a new Spider-Man.
Well,
give it to Tom Holland.
I honestly, I do enjoy the Tom Holland Spider-Man. You know, despite what you want to say.
I know people do. It's my own personal preference.
I know. And honestly, this is my particular, theory. And if you're gonna drop a Dom Tober on me, that's fine. A Dom Tober's conspiracy. I think my theory, the reason why people
let me play this before you go. Hold on.
Yeah, go for it.
There we go.
Well, okay. Now, my theory as to why people really haven't gravitated towards Tom Holland Spider-Man is because New York hasn't stood up for him. We've seen it with the other two Spider-Men, where New York rallied behind them, but we have not seen that with Tom yet. And I think that's the main difference between him and the other two. It's not the age. It's he has shown spectacular, skills and connection with the character.
Yeah.
And connecting with the comic book. But the only thing we have not seen is New York standing behind him.
She's right.
Interesting.
Hey, look.
That's because he's been the world's superhero, not New York's superhero.
There you go.
I think that's the main difference.
You take Spider-Man in space. Spider-Man's a street level character, and you go to
Spider-Man's already been to space. Batman hasn't even been to fucking space in the movies.
Batman in space.
I know, but it's just
he's got a cave on the moon. He's got a teleporter that takes him there. He doesn't even have to get on a bat rocket.
Exactly. King quoting directly from one of the movies, and I believe that was the Andrew Garfield.
Yep.
If you go against one of us, you go against all of us. Yeah, because we're New Yorkers. We don't take shit from anybody.
We're walking here.
Yep.
Yeah, Dom, get the bat. You know what
you do here. I'll get the bat. Hey, you want Joey Baker Donuts? Joey Baker Donuts? You want Frankie Frankers? I got to get us. Go over here.
No, it was Toby.
There's a Johnny 2 times. I'm going to get the papers. Get the papers.
And
Now-
Batman goes into space all. Batman bought the spaceship that was that the Justice League were meeting up in.
Friggin' Batman was in space with the friggin' what was the friggin' New Gods, and he was on the goddamn throne fighting the three Jokers. Come on,
Oh yeah,
man.
the chair,
Batman's
that chair was that was
Yeah.
he looked great in that chair.
The Mobius chair.
yeah.
Mobius, yeah.
Look,
Batman did fight the aliens. I remember that. I think I have to.
look. I know that Sony makes a lot of money on Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the only thing that they make a lot of money on. Regardless of the fact
true.
they
They have other movies
how?
besides Spider-Man movies.
I know, but I mean,
How have they made any money on Spider-Man since No Way Home?
well,
Merch.
they don't make
they don't get any. They don't get any merch
Oh, that's
money.
right.
That's the
Miles
thing.
Marvel
Morales.
collects.
Miles
Marvel
Morales
collects
video game.
every dot. Yeah, the video games.
games.
There's that.
And the animated
Again,
series, was it the animated series? The animated stuff?
No, that's all
animated
Disney.
is-
No, Disney. No, Disney owns the rights for TV animation. Isn't it the movie animation?
Spider-Verse. Yeah, Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Those performed. Yeah.
And that's the thing. They do make some money. And look, let's put it this way. Either you go all in and say, you know what? We're going to take Spider-Man. We're going to make these movies freaking stellar, make them legit. And that's it. Just do what we have to do. Or you go, listen, we took a loss on a lot of things. Morbius, freaking Kraven the Hunter, freaking
I like Morbius.
what?
I like
Yeah.
Morbius.
Morbius was good. You know what I'm saying? But they lost money. It didn't make the money it could have made. And then Kraven, then you have the 3 Venom movies. The first one made a lot of money. The second one was okay. And the third one, I think the third one did pretty well too, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
will.
That's the thing. They need they need to. You want to make money? Sit down. Sit down. It's like the world powers. Sit down. Make peace. Let's talk about what can make the world better and we can live.
They do. I mean, it's not like those conversations aren't happening every day.
Yeah. No, it just frustrates me that that Sony wants to do what they want to do. That sounds like a great idea, and it sucks. And look, regardless of the fact on what people may think of a lot of the Marvel stuff, this and that, Spider-Man stuff has been legit. No Way Home, Far From Home, it's been really good. And look, let's put it this way: the fourth one that's coming out is going to be called The Brand New Day. That it's not going to have anything to do with the comic book, but it starts.
We don't know what the story is yet.
I think it'll have a little bit to do with the comic book.
Yeah,
Just like they all do. Even Age of Ultron has a little bit to do with that, with the comic book, even though it's light years from the storylines are light years apart.
Yeah,
there's still elements.
Yep. And like you're right. And look, let's put it this way: it could have. Look, you don't have freaking Mephisto. Doctor Strange was the one that took away his identity. No one knows who he is. To start a brand new day, and you can have.
I am so sick of fanboys wanting Mephisto and everything, and wanting Mephisto to show up.
People, if they
they want Mephisto, and then if it is a prominent Jewish actor who plays him, then the chuds are going to be, see, we told you the devil was a Jew. And
oh my God, I can't.
Yeah, so it's just going to be, it's a whole other can of worms.
Oh,
I want to see freaking Mr. Negative. I think Mr. Negative is a cool character.
I think it's pretty much a shoe-in.
yeah.
And I asked somebody on Perp's stream the other night if I was racist because I said it because the director is Asian that the main villain should be.
Yeah. Well, the director is the guy who did Shang-Chi, right? He's doing the Spider-Man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that'll be nice. That'll be a nice change of pace. I definitely expect it to be. I mean, action isn't necessarily dude's forte, but he was able to pull it off. Shang-Chi is probably my favorite MCU movie.
Shang-Chi was really good. A really good movie.
It was good.
Because I have to look at these movies like I'm 13 years old, pretty much. I have to like shut my old man brain off and like be a kid again. You know what I mean?
Hello, Jedi.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
When I watch this shit, I try to put myself in the mind of the target audience, I guess, because that's
Yeah,
how I feel about it.
sometimes we forget being in this bubble of YouTube and fandoms that these movies have to reach the general audience. These movies and shows cannot survive on fanboys and fans alone.
Mhm.
Certainly
I know.
not.
What about the comic books? Like you have the comic, you have generations of
What are you
books.
talking about? You don't even read comic books. You want
I do,
people to go
I
out and read comic books?
Yeah, no, if you don't read
Let
comics,
the man finish.
I don't want to hear it
Fine.
because I know there's other people who are trying to get in on the comic
Both of you.
bashing out there, and man, those people need to stop. They don't even know how to read a comic. They literally, I don't know how to read a comic. I can't. I mean, I understand it's a problem for some people. First time somebody told me I don't know how to read this. I'm like, what?
Hmm.
Oh
what are you saying,
no!
Donald?
Well, you have to. Both sides of your brain have to work at the same time. I can't do that.
Anyway,
I was saying about the book, the comics. When I read comics, there was a lot of great stories, man. A lot of great stories. A lot of great.
That's the doom we
like,
deserve. Go ahead, Dom.
Look, you see what Marvel, what they do is they take a little element from the comics and do their own story. If they took more of the element from a comic book and put it into a story, the fans would be a lot more excited when it comes to things. There's so much stuff they can do, and they want to do their own thing. And people complain, and look, all the big stories that have been around for a long time, all these superheroes, they're just introducing these brand new superheroes. Look how long it took to get Namor in the MCU. Look how long it took to get.
Oh, that was different. That was a rights issue.
Yeah,
It's not so much the up. It's not so much the left to right, Cal. It's the up and down and right to left that sometimes involved in sequential art and comics. It's just you got to go. It's more, I guess, you go from left to right and then back down and left to right. Some people just can't fathom it. It's always fascinated me.
Well, listen, you got a couple of comics that came out now, G.I. Joe silent issue, so you could just look at the pictures, and you can just look at the pictures. Yeah. But I don't know. Look, I just wish that Sony would really sit down and say, you know what, let's do it this way. Let's let you can do the characters the way you want to do them, and we'll discuss a new contract, like whatever money this and that goes, like certain heroes that show up at their merchandise, they get a big percentage of that merchandise of that hero, something like that. Because having Sony and having Marvel side by side doing these movies is getting really played out, man.
It's always good. If Sony is to ever sell the film and television division, my understanding is that they have to offer it to Marvel first. And it's not like Marvel's going to be like, no, we'll deal with whatever jackasses you sell it to. They're going to take it back. And
well, no, but also
there's always been talk that's the first, when Sony does break up, that'll be the first thing that goes.
Wait, Spider-Man, isn't it
kind of the last arrow in their quiver? So,
Degrassi, isn't it that if they do sell, the rights automatically go back to Marvel?
Or it's the automatic reversion, or
I think
they have rights of first refusal.
Exactly. So whoever buys the movie division of Sony, Spider-Man goes back to Marvel. They don't get that.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying, and I don't know who. It sounds. Is Tom Rothman aware of that?
I don't know. I think that's part of the contract. Like if you don't use a character for 5 years, it goes right back to Marvel. It's that type of thing. But if you sell
there is that time. There is that caveat that for time, isn't there?
Yeah.
5 years, man.
That's why they put out a lot of stuff.
Four's coming out next year anyway. So was it 2028?
What's coming out?
2027? Spider-Man 4?
It's
Spider-Man 2020. I think it's 2024. I think, yeah.
No, isn't it 2026?
No, they film it now. 2026 next year.
Yeah, so that's within the 5-year time period.
I've always felt that 5 years is too long to wait. And I'm glad that James Gunn agrees with me.
For sequels?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because actors get older. You never can know what's going to happen to an actor within 5 years. So
Shit.
Well, especially, I mean, when your movie, like, we should already probably, well, when was Barbie? 2023?
Yeah.
2022.
2023.
2023.
Last year. Oppenheimer and
Okay.
Barbie out in 2023.
Yeah, we should probably already be seeing we in a again, I don't want to say in a perfect world, but in a forward moving world, we would be watching a Barbie 2 trailer right now.
Yep.
These things shouldn't take this long.
True.
You look at the all of the shit that had to go into making a movie like Star Wars, and then just 3 years later, the sequel comes out. Everything that had to happen between 1977 and 1980 for that movie to happen, and it only took 3 years. Why are we waiting 5 years for a photorealistic cartoon that's built on the work that was done years previously?
Well, you're right. You're right.
It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me for movies to take this long. For
Well, listen,
sequels to take this long.
I will say this for people that complain about or don't understand reading comics. These same people read manga. If you can read manga, you can read a comic book because manga is a comic book.
Yeah, but is there manga translated, or is it in its original Japanese format where it would be?
It's translated, but it's still read from right to left.
Okay.
All right. Next up. Sean Levy's Star Wars movie is still in the works, confirms writer Jonathan Tropper. That gig is something I've dreamed about my whole life.
Well, we'll find out. Star Wars Celebration
is in a few weeks, so it's weird. This is the only Star Wars news, rumors, or anything we've gotten in weeks.
Well, actually, there's something that just popped up now, and they might be going that route. So apparently, Andor, Bix gets raped, and the word rape is going to be used in Star Wars, and people are complaining about that. And
people don't get raped in StarArs?
They say it because it's supposed to be a kids show. That's what Star Wars is.
Andor now is a kid show.
That's what basically.
Now it's a kid show.
No, I'm just saying, but it's based off of. But Andor is more mature themes, more going on. So the word rape that people don't want to say on the internet might be used in Andor season 2, and people are getting mad at Kathleen Kennedy for that now too.
What?
Yeah,
TV 14. It's TV 14.
Exactly.
I am
make of that what you will.
I really am. Isn't Filoni in charge of all things movies right now?
Yes, but he understands that there are levels, and that something like Star Wars, which has been around for almost 50 years, can exist within multiple age groups, where we can have a show like Andor for the old heads like us, and then we can have something in the middle that's like the Acolyte kind of, and then we can have stuff for the kiddos like the Young Jedi Adventures, and for the tweens with Clone Wars and the CGI stuff, the Filoni CGI stuff, the Tales of stuff, those shorts. So they want to. I see what they're trying to do. They want to have something distinctly for every demographic, something that speaks to or fascinates a specific demo. And then the movies, I think the movies, what they're trying to do with the movies is do something that will do all of that for everyone at once. Well, the shows will be specific. The movies will be general. At least that's what I see them trying to do. I could be wrong.
Hey, look, I'm going to say this, man. I don't want to get my hopes up when it comes to certain things that are happening in the world of Star Wars.
You'll never be let down, Dom.
And look, you know what? I'm at a point now in my life where it's, I've complained and said things and back and forth, but I have to accept the fact that Star Wars is going to be what Star Wars is, and I'm not going to, I can't complain about because basically in my mind, I put a huge story in my mind the way I want to see things, that I would love to see Star Wars the way it goes, but other people and other demographics out there, they see differently about the way Star Wars should go. And I shouldn't get mad about something. Look, I'm 55. But Star Wars is going to be 50 years old, man. A lot going on, man. And yes, I am all for a different demographic for each different type of show. You know, you have more an adult type of show, more of a kiddie show, more of a teen type of show. And Star Wars should be for everybody. You know, and
there's nothing in Andor that I don't have kids, but there's nothing in Andor that I think, unless you're raising your children to be incredibly sheltered.
Yeah, I know exactly. But
there's really nothing like if you let your kid hang out in the living room when you're watching Law and Order, they're going to get more titillated and aroused by stuff on that than they would on anything on Andor.
I know. Yeah. And look, Andor, I think
yes, I said titillated and aroused.
But you know, look, Andor is the one thing about Andor is that it is story driven, which is fucking fantastic. The dialogue, the acting, just the way it is, it really, really is a great show.
There's a lot of thought put into it.
Exactly.
Because they let them. I saw an interview with Tony Gilroy today. It's like we were protected from the top down. Bob Iger protected us. Kathleen Kennedy protected us. Everybody else. This was, I thought, an interesting distinction. He named Kathleen Kennedy separately from Lucasfilm. Bob Iger protected us. Kathleen Kennedy protected us. Lucasfilm protected us. The fans protected us. The fans, Star Wars fans, or the fans of this specific show? What do you mean, Tony? Because Star Wars fans can get effed.
Yeah,
he fans dropped, of Andor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he dropped Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau's name, saying that they were great inspirations towards his and look, Dave Filoni is the COO of looking over everything. Everything goes through him.
He's the CCO, the Chief Creative Officer.
Right, CCO. Okay, I'm sorry. But he sees through everything, and if it's okay, it goes through. The whole fact is that if you're getting the okay from Dave Filoni, these shows are good. And I know people criticize Dave Filoni for making the Acolyte going through it. And like I said, the Acolyte is not as bad as people freaking get.
The Acolyte was amazing.
Yeah, you know, who would be if George Lucas had never sold Disney or sold Star Wars, had sold Lucasfilm to Disney. You know who would be in charge of Lucasfilm and Star Wars right now? Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni.
Yep. No, you're right.
And Jon Favreau might not even be a factor. It would just, I mean, those two people were involved before the Disney sale.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
They would have remained involved. So they knew what the plan was. And it seems to me like they're kind of sort of sticking to it.
Yeah.
They're just spreading it out. I don't know. It's just, what do I know?
Well, look, I may have said things about Kathleen Kennedy, about things, a whole bunch of different things about stuff like that. Look, I know that there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes, when it comes to the direction of Star Wars and the way things are. Look, let me tell you something. There's a lot of things about if things go the way they're going, Star Wars is going to be in a good place because there's a lot of good stuff. Ahsoka season 2 sounds amazing, and my theory, and Marco's going to get pissed because I'm going to be right, and Marco's going to be.
Here we go.
What I love about it, but the Mortis gods, if that goes through, Alabath, what was it? Alabath, I can't remember her name. The mother of the Mortis gods. Alabath. What? How do you say
Alibaba.
I can't say it.
It's like the Swedish band with a sloth without the L. So
who remembers the movie
Abeloth? There you go.
Who remembers the classic 70s, early 80s comedy, The Hollywood Nights?
Yes, Hollywood Nights. Yes, I remember that. Hollywood Nights with it was with
Lawrence of Arabia. He was an English guy. He came to fight the Turkish. Anyway.
Wasn't it with Tony Danza when he peed in the punch?
Tony Danza didn't pee in the punch. Robert Wool peed in the punch.
Robert Wool peed in the punch. Okay. Yeah. But Tony Danza was in it as Tony.
Tony Danza was in it, and he was getting ready to go Vietnam.
Yep.
With Gary Graham, the guy from the Alien Nation TV show.
Yep.
And Babylon 5. Yeah, anyway, Hollywood Nights was like American Graffiti and Animal House had a baby.
And it was a great movie. It was good. It was funny.
Oh, fantastic movie, star-studded cast,
Oh yeah.
and just anyway, the more you were singing something, and it made me think of the Lawrence Arabia song.
I just couldn't get the words out of my mouth. Abeloth. Yeah, so Abeloth. If it goes that direction, it could be amazing, man. There's rumors floating around that the new animated series is going to be based on Maul. Maul. So we might get more Maul and Underworld type of stuff because we have the Underworld cartoons for the Underworld coming out. So I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff, and I gotta just take what is and enjoy what I like, and then if I don't like something, I don't have to like it. And
that's it. And just like piss on it. If it sucks, piss on it. I don't like it, and I don't like it. Why waste your breath and energy? I know Ray is supposed to be in this movie. It's not her movie, nor is she the star of the movie, but she is a character at some point.
And isn't this supposed to be with Henry Cavill too? That this might be the
because that dude can't be in everything, man.
I know they talk about it. Who knows? That would be.
Lionsgate. It's been a week since Lionsgate's presentation at CinemaCon, where they failed to mention Chad Stahelski's Highlander.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're not going to see that movie in the next 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
All right. Moving away from Star Wars.
Even he's training. We're doing this.
I think we should call for a moratorium on casting Henry Cavill.
Never.
Like a 6-month moratorium.
AMC Entertainment CEO Adam Aaron says he is having a discussion with studios to extend the theatrical window to at least 45 days. 3 of the major studios have agreed that they need to bring back the 45-day window.
That's the guy who eliminated it.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of room to talk. I understand. I get it. He was barely. It was COVID. I mean, what were they supposed to do?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It was the only thing.
What happens if something like that happens again? Like some kind of generational societal shift happens where people just have to stop doing shit.
You never say never, man.
No, I know that. That's one thing that COVID taught me.
Yeah.
Is that prepare for the best. Expect the best. Prepare for the worst. I don't want to. I sometimes
hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. Yeah.
I don't think if we ever have another pandemic, I don't think they're gonna do day and date release with streaming and movie theaters again. It's not worth it.
What if they don't have a choice though? Because the thing is that regardless if people pay for it, if I guess the No Time to Die is the only situation where I can think of it actually worked out. Mm-hmm. No Top Gun Maverick. No Time to Die probably suffered more, but they had to release those movies. They couldn't just sit on them for years and years and years. A lot of people did, but
what they should have did was
the studios that ran with it did okay. They really did. Warner Brothers did okay. Yeah, they made Christopher Nolan mad, and they made whoever else mad. Whatever. They had no choice. It was a good business or bad business. It doesn't matter. It was business. It had to be done. Some kind of revenue had to be generated somewhere. And if it meant that they were going to pick up X millions of subs because this movie was going to be the only place that you could see it, unless you went out and risked getting whatever we didn't know what it was then. You know what I mean? Think about it. Nobody took it seriously until the NBA canceled the game. Then it was real.
Then it was baseball. There was no baseball, no football, no freaking sports.
And then with these tariffs, I feel these tariffs in a way are almost more destructive. And for me, this whole switch thing is like I liken it to when that first NBA game got canceled because of COVID. It's like now everybody's like, oh, this is real. I'm going to have to pay $150, $200 more for my Switch too. Now it's real. I feel it. It affects me. This is wrong. Yeah, but you voted for it. Yeah, but now it affects me personally. Oh, okay. I see how it works.
Yeah. All right. Next up, We have. Oops, wrong slide. Sorry. We got a new teaser trailer for Thunderbolts. We got a new look at Sentry the Void. He was just killing everyone in the new trailer.
Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know,
I feel like they got him right. Like they might be the one thing that they got right. Because I like Lewis Pullman. I think he's a good actor. He's great in A Bad Night at the El Royale. Drew Goddard's Bad Night at the El Royale. There's a couple other movies, and then there's Maverick. He was Bob in Top Gun Maverick. If you remember Bob. Son of Bill Pullman. And I think what I've seen so far, I feel like they got him right.
Yep.
That's my take.
Pullman.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more intrigued by this movie. I want to see it because I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be basically what the Avengers first meeting was, type of thing. You know, I like this. I like this team, putting a team together and just winging it. And the cast is great, and it looks like a fun movie. I'm looking forward to this movie. I really am.
I wasn't. The last two trailers, I could have not given a care until the last two trailers. And I'm in. I'm going to go.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go see it, but it's the last two trailers, like you said, have been pretty good.
Yeah, and I love Flossie P. Florence Pugh can
Yep.
do no wrong. You could just like wrap her in a burlap bag and have her read Chinese all night, and I'd watch it.
You know, it looks like a fun movie. It's going to come out May 2nd, May 3rd, whatever, and it's going to be a decent summer movie, man. It's going to be a summer movie.
Did you see the red carpet interviews they did at the premiere for it? And
yeah.
David Harbour, she's like, it's like, so are you excited about working with Robert Downey Jr. in Doomsday? She's like, I don't know. I haven't read a script.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a script. And then David Harbour's like, oh man, I don't either.
Like, come on, man. I love that, you know.
Oh no, I absolutely 100% believe that neither one of them have a script.
Well,
There's no reason for them to say otherwise. No, I know some actors do because they've posted pictures of it, which is just dumb. I mean, I get it. It's been approved and it's all part of the plan, but it's just dumb to me.
Yeah. And finally, what do we have? The board game Monopoly inspired reality show was announced in March after it hit the marketplace. It's been described as a large-scale social experiment contest that will force contestants to form alliances and betray the competitors. They must walk the line between capitalism and chaos in a cutthroat race to own it all. Another reality show.
Yeah, I've heard that that this is like almost heartbreaking, the stuff that happens between people in this show.
Oh. That
it's really just as real as something like this would get when it comes to business.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it's still reality TV, so how real is it? I still want to see Ridley Scott's Monopoly.
Yeah. You know, it's when you put money competition, people will stab each other in the back for any dollar amount. We've seen it before on many other shows.
Ask anybody who's ever worked with Robert Kirkman. Who doesn't work with him today.
Ooh.
Ask his co-creators on titles like The Walking Dead and Invincible how they feel about how money affects lifelong friendships. Tony Moore and Robert Kirkman grew up together. They were best friends from preteen years. They created these books to get Battle Pope, The Walking Dead, what else? There were other ones.
Invincible.
No, Invincible was Ryan Otley, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tony. I
It was
think him and
Ollie
Tony
and
had already.
Kirkman.
Yeah, no, I mean, Otley, it's the same with him. They're just it happens again and again, and it's usually the same people over and over again. Robert Kirkman, Robert Meyer Burnett. What's with all the Roberts being shady and not paying their people? Pay your editors, Bob.
Oh, did you see that? I don't know if you saw. There was a Kickstarter for a guy that follows Stanley around for the last years of his life.
Yeah.
And you know, he recorded all the elder abuse and people taking advantage. And he got a lot of shit for it. He was asking $300,000 to put his movie out, and he shut it down because it was not funded.
I don't understand that. I mean,
Yeah,
he didn't do anything wrong, did he?
he didn't say anything. He didn't report it. Just like Todd Liefeld, all these people that were around him, they let it happen.
Yeah, but I don't think. I mean, how often would Todd McFarlane and Rob Liefeld been around Stan Lee, especially if he was being abused and he was being kept from people that might have been able to do something?
Well,
Because
they were at signings together, and Stan Lee was just like,
oh yeah, I'd seen him at shows where I was like, you know what, this is beyond wrong.
Yeah.
But then you go to the show, you go to the Artist Alley, and there are creators older than him, older than him, in worse condition than he was, and they bought their own table, and they're still there doing sketches and selling reprints and stuff.
Yep.
Wow,
So
that's wild.
I don't know.
Yeah, a lot. They were going to have exclusive covers for comic books. It was this whole rollout from this Kickstarter. I'm personally glad it didn't get funded.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like if he's trying to tell a story. That's the that's the journalist's conundrum, I guess. Are you the story, or do you report the story?
Yeah, and then when you go on shows and talk about it, and you become part of the story.
Yeah, it's weird. I guess it's nice to have a document of that. So if anybody ever is brought to task for it, then
You know, if he really wanted to share with the public, he could have just released it on YouTube.
yeah, that's what I would have done. I would have put it up for free, just to be like, look at these horrible people. But then he'd still be faced with, well, why didn't you say anything?
Mm-hmm.
Which I understand too. So
Yeah, I guess it looked bad, him trying to make money off of it. Yeah.
yeah, it does kind of reek.
So, anything else you guys want to talk about?
Well,
I don't know. Has anything weird happened today besides the same shit on a different day?
Oh, Brian, you wanted to say something about a show you're watching.
Yes.
What show are you watching?
I have been binge watching a somewhat classic.
Oh, what classic?
It would be Enterprise.
Ooh. I'll let you go. I'll let you slide on that one, Brian.
It's quite all right. When that
I
show
get
first
it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it.
Oh no!
But
When that show first came out, I couldn't do it. Like
Yeah, it's rough for me, man.
The singing theme song, the really bad like cinematography of the early 2000s.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just like a notch above sci-fi.
Yeah. It was pretty cheaply done.
And the fans eviscerated it.
I was one of them.
Yeah, and honestly though, I think that's a situation where the fans can also be like the property's own worst enemy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I dealt with that too. going back even further than that, Star Trek 5,
Oh, the next
even Star Trek
generation.
3 had, even Star Trek. Oh, the absolute vitriol. The summer of 1987, when we were starting to see stuff.
Yeah.
Um.
This isn't Kirk.
Oh, it was brutal, bro. Because I was all in. I'm like, I can't wait. You know, because I was just that fucking dork. And yeah, but hardcore trekkers, lifers, which I mean, that's what I called them then, and that's what I am now.
Right.
But they were just not having it. It was bad.
It was off-putting, and not only that, but I was telling Bruce before the show started that, like, even with Voyager, Deep Space Nine, for that matter, like, because see, like in '99, I was a sophomore in high school, so like I started to kind of like I don't know, grow out of Star Trek almost.
Yeah.
You know, and well, to be fair, I mean, there really wasn't much. It was kind of a desert out there because in '99, Insurrection came out, or '98, yeah, that movie was terrible. It was just a 2-part episode of Next Generation.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
And Nemesis, that was the death knell. Like, so I'm very
that
happy.
one hurt.
Yeah. So I'm kind of. It was bittersweet when it ended, but it had to end. So it was like, I don't know, man. It took a while for me to even get back into Star Trek. It was the 2009 movie that did it, but yeah, it was a desert for me, man. I didn't even care. Like, I was like, whatever.
I don't think I've never taken a break from Star Trek ever.
I never had access to
no
it.
matter how bad it got or how good it was. I've never taken a break from Star Trek.
Well, dude, UPN was a hard channel to get on antenna television.
Oh, I didn't have.
Now it's on MeTV every Saturday night, and then
Nemesis is my favorite Star Trek.
Pluto has
it gave us Tom Hardy.
Pluto, yeah. Pluto has a free. Pluto has a free Star Trek channel or two now, maybe.
I'm trying to convince Dom to watch Star Trek.
But I do like.
You've never watched Star Trek?
Growing up all the time. My brother's a huge Star Trek fan. I love the J.J. Abrams reboot of Star Trek.
Yeah, because it's just because it's Star Wars wrapped in Star Trek. That's why.
Listen, the whole fact is that I grew up. My brother, all he did was watch Star Trek, so I watched I know all the Star Trek movies, the TV shows, the show. I've seen them. I watched them. My mother-in-law is a huge Next Generation fan. She every time I go to the house, she was watching Star Trek. So I watch everything. You know, Star Trek isn't my thing, man.
It's all good.
It was my thing before Star Wars.
I will say this about Enterprise. I love that they actually, answered that one plot hole that drove majority of us Trek fans crazy with the Next Generation is what happened to the Klingons in between the original series and the Next Generation. I love that they answered that.
Well, I like how they brought Brent Spiner in to tell that story too.
Oh yeah. Brent Spiner. You can't go wrong anytime you bring in Brent Spiner.
No. And honestly, I just finished watching the last season of Lower Decks. Fantastic show. Lower Decks was kind of, everybody panned it as being goofy and silly and all that kind of whatnot. But like, if you know going into it, it's from the people of Rick and Morty, so it's gonna have that weird kind of twisted sense of humor. So like that combined with nothing but Star Trek references, namely like Next Generation ones, it's a fantastic show.
I like the music, the opening song.
Yeah,
I do it.
That it's for me. It's been the Orville. I've been like getting into that so hard lately. I didn't get into it originally, but damn YouTube Shorts, they got me hooked on it.
Maybe I'll have to revisit it. But like,
wait, what show?
Me, the Orville. I just saw it as it was knockoff Trek. That's all it was.
It started off as knockoff Trek, and I think it's done such a fantastic job of doing what Trek did, like why a lot of us really grew to love Trek initially, that it addressed issues that were difficult to talk about.
Yeah.
And that's what the Orville has become. And did become, and I've really grown to love it because of that.
I like the first couple seasons. And I think that's the point, Brian, is that it was supposed to be kind of like a absurdist version of Star Trek, you know.
If you look at the list of the writers and producers, one of them is Brandon Braga. So
yeah.
It's like I get it, dude. Trust me, he was a Next Generation writer almost from the beginning. So that being said, he wrote he was a showrunner for Voyager and Enterprise for the most part.
Yep.
Created Enterprise.
I got to convince Brian to go back and watch the original Trek.
I can't do it, man.
You gotta
It's
watch
so much fun. I don't know why I have so much fun with it. I never get tired of
Ron
it.
Howard's brother as the baby. You gotta watch that episode.
Oh, Tranya, drink. Have some Tranya.
Did Orville get canceled?
No, Orville is in what do I want to say? I guess stasis, to use a futurist term.
Stasis, I'll take.
It is currently Schrodinger's Orville.
Oh no.
It exists, but it doesn't exist.
Yes, it is, yet it is not.
Well, because isn't it Disney's property at the moment?
No.
Oh, okay.
I believe that is it. I think it's an iffy thing. I'm actually not 100% certain, and I don't know if anybody else is either. It might have been one of those circumstances where he got it back, retains ownership after a buyout or a hostile takeover, or after a certain amount of time. I don't know. Because Fox, it depends on who produces the show, I guess.
Yeah. Because Fox just picked up all those animated shows again. Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, Bob's Burger.
Wow, that's still going?
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez.
The Voyage Home.
I love that movie.
That's one of my favorites.
So good.
That was actually on when we were on the cruise. We went to Mexico on the cruise. They were playing that. It was about on 3 different times. That movie because one of the actors. We had people who were on the boat. All their shows, from Flash Gordon to Willow, and a whole bunch of things and they were showing that movie on the other ship.
Captain, we got whales on board.
Exactly.
There'd be whales here.
I like that was in the bus.
It looks like Seth MacFarlane owns 50.5% and Disney owns 49.5% of the show and has the right of first refusal for airing the series.
That sucks.
So they would have had to have said no to all those shows that they own. I think American Dad's the only one they don't. I don't know. Who owns what of his is weird anymore. Because he is more than willing to just totally sell out an IP he creates and just be associated in name only with it. Be associated with it in name only. Because that's the thing, is that Disney doesn't own the Fox Broadcasting Network. They just own. No, the News Corp, the Murdochs still own the network.
Oh, I thought they sold off their entertainment division.
No, they just sold. They did the 20th Century Fox Studios and Fox Television and FX, FXX, FXM. What else?
The sports channels, maybe.
The sports channels got dumped.
Okay.
I forgot who, but Bally, but no, I think Bally got them, because Disney had ESPN, so they couldn't have ESPN and Fox Sports.
Hey, nerdy geek.
But Fox Sports kept their branding, and then they sold those regional sports channels off to Bally, but I think Bally's already, or someone like that, and Bally's already offloaded them onto someone else. So we were talking about something earlier that Disney was doing something. I was thinking about, what if Disney treated Star Wars like they treated Power Rangers? Where they bought them. Disney bought Power Rangers and tried to do something with it and couldn't. And then they sold it back to the guy that they bought it from.
To Saban.
And yeah, for he made so much money selling it to them, and he made so much money buying it back from them, and then selling it to Hasbro. He got so much money just
because they're about to
middleman.
They're about to reboot the whole Power Ranger universe for Disney Plus.
Yeah, but it's
Disney Plus or Netflix?
It's Disney Plus.
Oh, Disney Plus, okay.
But it's not. Hasbro's got it'll be like Hasbro Presents, but they're not paying for it.
Yeah, Hasbro isn't getting into production anymore.
No, they'll have a production credit simply because they own the IP. They're not co-financing they're not co-financing anything that's based on any of their IP anymore.
Okay.
No Hasbro Studios, or what were they called? It had a name. It was like a letter and a number, some nonsense like that. Some stupid Silicon Valley bullshit. But yeah, it's going to be on. I think it's 20th Century Fox Television. Or 20th Century Television. I think they try not to use the Fox. They try to use the 20th Century, but everybody still calls it Fox.
Yeah. Did you guys see this from Universal? The animatronic dragon?
Yeah, you're talking about the
Is that at the parks?
Yeah. That is.
Well, that thing's definitely going to maul a small child.
I know, right?
That's insane.
Hey, man.
Like, I want to see the.
It's adorable. And if that's how I wind up in the world, I am okay with it.
Because I want to see the encryption on the Wi-Fi that is being used to control that thing. That's what I want to see.
Oh yeah.
I want to see how hackable it is.
Somebody hacking it, have it do something that.
That's the. I mean, we can't even begin to scratch the surface of the cybersecurity implications of what's coming. Privacy. You might as well forget about. You might as well let all of that go.
Yeah.
You might as well just accept being a number. Like, you'll still be able to participate and have all the freedoms and stuff, but just get used to being a number in a system.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask Dom, since you were away when a lot of stuff happened. Did you get a chance to watch the Naked Gun trailer?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think about it?
I thought that shit was funny as hell. And the end scene with the O.J. Simpson picture, I laughed.
Yeah, I'm so glad that they kept. I'm so glad they kept it, and I'm so glad it made the trailer.
You know what's funny about that? I actually, seeing that, I was like, wait a minute. I go, I'm surprised they even using that in the movie, and because of all the stuff that happened. But the fact is that I thought it was hysterical. I'm like, I got to see this movie now. Because
if he was still alive, it would probably still be an issue.
Oh, yep. I thought it was damn funny as hell. I was like, little girl, you can't go in there. I'm gonna eat your ass.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you, Cyber. Smash that thumbs up button, guys. I forgot to say that. Please hit the like button. Everyone, even the panelists, thank you. Brian, you too.
Yes. Hey, you know what? I hope it does well, so they make a sequel, because it looks very funny. Sometimes it's not even a reboot; it's the other Naked Guy. It's the new version.
The new version.
Isn't that his son supposed to be?
Yeah, he's Frank Drebin Jr.
Yeah. That's funny. He's like crying, Dad. You'd be proud of me. And everybody starts crying. Everybody got the whole line. The original cast all dead.
It was great the way it started out with the little girl. It was all serious and stuff. He just pulls up the.
No, but then he takes the lollipop and he freaking slices the guy. The blood is like, oh, action clip. Who are you? Frank Jr. He goes, yeah.
There's a lot of great cameos in it too.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
If you're like wrestling, Cody Rhodes is in it.
Yep, I love it. I'm a wrestling fan. You know, I'm a wrestling fan. Thursday nights.
Oh yeah, Absolute Geek.
My dad's been here for the last 4 months. He just left this weekend, and whenever wrestling's on, that's what he's got to watch it. So I've been getting well versed since Christmas on wrestling.
Isn't WrestleMania coming up in
WrestleMania 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Saturday and Sunday. The 18th.
2 days again?
Yeah, it was Saturday and Sunday. It's 2 nights.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be like that from now on. It's never
all the big events are two nights.
Do you really need 2 nights?
No.
The way, you know, wrestling's blowing up and how hot wrestling is now. 2 nights to get everybody in there, to get all these generate the money and the all the wrestlers to get their time to shine. So I went in Washington. When I went to the con, there was a guy. He was selling merchandise. I got a video I'm going to post. So he has these shirts, and it has a heel, bad guy, and then he has this baby face, good guy. Like these shirts, just written the names like Clayface. You know, visits and all different types of merchandise he's selling. It was really cool. And the guy is he was a Marine, and he was dressed like Ric Flair. He's like, woo! Cool shit.
So, are you coming to Canada, Dom?
I'm still working on that. I have to still get my the appointment for my license. I have to get my insurance license, and I have to renew my damn passport. They're not going to let me in. They're going to blame certain individuals for not letting.
I think if you leave, they won't let you back in.
Yeah, exactly. If they see how dashing and nice I am as a person, they want to keep me.
Oh, here we go.
I'm a good person.
Delusions of grandeur again.
Yeah. October.
There's no way I'm leaving the country for a while, because if they're looking at my social media, I'm fucked.
Hey, Perp, you want to come on and hang out? Let's send Perp an invite.
I thought we were wrapping up.
But I'm pretty sure that my special investigative agent has been fired by Doge, so I think I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm joking.
I will say this. I did my taxes, and they're already coming back within like 2 weeks, so I'm happy about that. They haven't touched the IRS yet.
Oh, they have.
Good.
Woo.
Because
we got ARP.
We got a notice in the mail last week that somebody had filed. That's us. We haven't filed our taxes yet.
Look what it is. Oh, it's
the Nerdlets.
Hold
You know
on.
what's going on?
The sound's messed up. Hold on. I'm fixing it.
So,
oh my God, Perk is here.
The sound's messed up.
nobody can file as us because
You guys hear
we have something set up so we have that password deal where they give you a number and you have to have that number to file.
All right.
So they're just sending out letters to people saying that somebody has filed a false return as them when they actually haven't. These letters are just going out willy-nilly.
Let's Perp's here. Let's run through all the stories. Let's run through all the stories you did with Perp now here. So go run through them. Minecraft. How crazy is that Minecraft? Am I right? Oh my God, it's killing everything. What else you got? What'd you talk about?
Hold on, let me get slides. I'm organized here.
Oh, you got the slides? Oh,
I got slides.
I got the whole slideshow. Based.
You get the slideshow.
Minecraft.
There we go. Minecraft. 313 million.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
Who saw it on here? Who saw it?
Not yet.
Blue Jay saw it.
None of us did it.
Blue Jay saw it.
I
He was here
honestly,
earlier.
I plan on it. It's just life got a little busy, so we are going to get to it later.
I'm not gonna lie, the FOMO's kind of getting me where I'm like, I wasn't interested, but now everyone like I might go see it. Yeah.
Now it's in the zeitgeist.
Yeah, it's in the zeitgeist.
And it's pretty much turned into a big party at the theater.
Yeah. The spectacle got me a little curious. Sure.
Well, listen, they're actually trying to capitalize off of Wicked when they were singing in the aisles and people were making noise, doing things. So they're trying to live off that too. So that's a new thing for
I'm
movies
hearing
now.
that very same thing is happening at screenings for Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride.
Really?
really?
Is that a musical
Singing-
too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm doing I got passes to do a sneak peek of that epic universe, so I'm doing the whole Monsterland this Saturday coming up.
Ooh,
Nice.
With the new animatronics.
Yep, and I'm gonna do all the roller coasters and all that stuff. So I'm gonna record it and do a video on that sneak peek.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait. I already told everyone. So I'm hanging out in Monsterland. Sorry, don't take me to no Super Mario World and crap. Like, no.
That would be the only good thing about living in Florida.
Yeah, seriously. And I need it, bro. I need it over here. I need that Disney so hard. It sucks. All right.
What else? Then we went to
We'll speed run.
Robert Downey Jr.'s theme invite. Was it a precursor to his uniform in the movie? And people freaked out.
You know why? He looks like Taika Waititi here.
Oh my god.
I think it's more likely that is his initial setup when we meet him than
He
anything.
looks like Taika Waititi and Free Guy.
He's not wrong. Oh my god.
I didn't even think about that. God damn you, Perp. I can't unsee it.
Yeah, no, people were people had opinions. I still don't have an opinion. It's fine. It's a different look, right? What do you guys think?
I don't care. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, if all the kids.
If I were making Doomsday, my Doctor Doom would look like Yahoo Serious and Young Einstein.
No. Oh, no. All right. Then we went to what was this? The Switch 2, the tariffs were not factored into the price.
Max, you hear that? All right, move on.
Then we went to A24. Michael Cerinsky is directing the live action Death Stranding. Yay!
Yeah, I'm down for this. I've only played 2 hours of this game. Not for me. It was interesting, but this director, I loved Pig, and A Quiet Place Day One was so much better than it had any right to be. Good call. This is a great call. This guy takes his blockbusters very serious, so I like this.
And if you ever played a Hideo Kojima Metal Gear Solid game, you know he's all about the storytelling. He goes all in.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird too. I wonder, is Guillermo gonna be in this as himself or whatever? Because Guillermo del Toro shows up.
That would be awesome if he was.
Yeah.
Isn't Udo Kier and
Yep, and Nicholas Winding Refn, the director of Drive, in this game. Yeah.
There's a couple of other people in it too that I can't recall right now.
Yeah, and is Norman? Do we know Norman Reedus? Is he coming back? Does he do it, or did he have someone else? Because it's a video game adapt.
I think it has to be him, doesn't it? I mean,
I know, it'd be hilarious if it's Chris Pratt, though. Let's freaking go.
I also believe isn't Werner Herzog in the new game?
Yeah. Werner Herzog's making his rounds in terms of acting.
You know,
with all this plastic in my yard?
This is making me want to go back and finish it, but at the same time, do I just want to skip the part 2 where they're changing the gameplay and actually making it more interesting?
Yeah, I heard
I'm not gonna lie, the second one looks much cooler than the first one.
Yeah, I mean, they called it the first Stranding game. I don't even know what that means. That means you're walking around like.
And then,
I was super interested until I played it, and I'm like, oh.
It takes a special type of player to play that game. All right, what else we had? D'Onofrio saying he doesn't think he can appear in a movie because of rights. He can only do television.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy CGH on this one. He has a really cool theory. You know, in the show, apparently I've only seen 2 episodes, but the guy does show up. There's some dude that's helping Kingpin with his campaign, right? Some guy. There's CGH has a theory that is a comic book character by the name of Rose, and that by having Rose as sort of the a sort of avatar for Kingpin, maybe you could have the character of Rose that's introduced in Daredevil be sort of a front for Kingpin for Spider-Man. And it's like, oh, that's not a terrible theory. I don't know if you guys know that character.
Well, the guy who's this guy's son in real life who passed away. What's his name? From freaking goddamn
James Gandolfini.
Yeah, his son that plays in there is they're saying that he's the Kingpin's son. And you're gonna find out that he's actually the Kingpin's son.
Yeah,
in Daredevil. So that could work, but I still don't get the fact that he's the mayor of New York City and he can't mayor New York City.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
So,
but then again, D'Onofrio could be out of those meeting rooms. He's not exactly like they don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He does.
They don't go to the actors when they're trying to negotiate these characters.
This is just some elaborate way of him saying, "I don't know." He's giving a journalist some meat, and
you never know. Because Kingpin, if New York, like it's New York, Spider's a New York hero. Like,
he mentioned Spider-Man. He mentioned Spider-Man in the show. He said people who dress as spiders, and kind of had another Spider-Man reference. So there's like 2 Spider-Man references already in Daredevil. So, it's like the Netflix all over again. The big.
Well, if anything, it's one of those. It's like Quicksilver.
Do you think there is also discourse? There's a bit of discourse with Daredevil has risen up again due to the Nielsen ratings came up, and Daredevil didn't even show up in the Nielsen ratings.
Oh, we talked about that.
You did? Okay. Do you think Disney jumped the gun with Acolyte? That's where I'm going with this.
We know they did because
okay.
We're starting to see the totals and stuff.
Like everything else, Acolyte seems like a freaking like a blockbuster compared to what's going on right now.
Daredevil was awesome. I don't care what anybody says. I think it's an awesome show. Sure. The writing.
I'm not taking away anything from quality for sure. No.
Well, you want to hear something funny? The girl, the psychologist, Matt's love interest.
Yeah.
That was the witch from Acolyte.
Oh shit.
That was the Zerback.
Oh, that's right.
Zerback witch. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't realize that.
So she's in both shows. So, but I think that Disney, it's the trolls and the people that are on the thing that are out there. Look, that's because they never canceled a show until they canceled the Acolyte. But now I think the Acolyte is actually gaining a lot of steam. There's a lot of stuff out there, and there's a lot of things that are coming out because they have a new visual dictionary that just came out for Acolyte. And it has a lot of cool insights on the characters, and it tells you a lot more into depth on certain things and certain aliens, and definitely the Stranger. It gives you a little detail more about who the Stranger is and stuff like that. And
I love that character.
It's intriguing. I love that character. He's going to be in Philadelphia Comic-Con, and I will be getting his autograph.
Oh, thanks, dude. Congrats.
Yeah. So
he's like my favorite Sith right now.
I tell you what, him and what's his name from Squid Games were the best parts of that show. But I think that Disney is caught up with all they just don't know what to friggin' do when it comes to Star Wars.
Dom just calls people by the shows that they're in. It was a Squid Games over there with the Matrix.
With Minecraft, the discussion, I don't know if you guys are having the discussion, but with Minecraft being such a hit, there's this saying of like, yo, we've been trying to force these younger guys to play with like our old toys. We've been trying to get them to get into our shit. Maybe they're just not into our shit, and it's sad, but it's like what they have to do if that's the case is adhere to the budget. There's still going to be people into Star Wars, no joke. Like there's still a whole generation.
Star Wars was still have a name. There'll still be a lot of stuff.
It's not going to be the big kid in the block anymore.
No, but it's not even the big kid. It's Star Wars is for everyone. Think about it. Look, you're going to throw a series like Andor. We were just talking about the fact that they're going to use the word rape in Star Wars in Andor, and people are complaining about that because, oh my God, it's for kids. But if you have an adult Star Wars, a kid Star Wars, a teenage Star, if you have different things for different people, that's what it should be. Star Wars across the board.
It should be, but the kids aren't biting.
They don't bite, and that's why they're trying to put real life situations and stuff like that to try to capture the kids to see this. Oh, look, Star Wars has this too. You can watch this. It's kind of cool, but it's just what it is that it's a general. It's sad. Look, Star Wars will make 50 years. It's going to make 50 years. Star Wars will going to be around for another 100 years. They will be.
I just think it's going to be for it's just going to be for a different type of audience, and that's fine. Like sort of like how it's going to be for. I hope it goes for adults, where it's like now Star Wars is just going to be more adult oriented, and still have stuff for kids, but like stuff like it could be the future where Star Wars is like Clint Eastwood.
You know what propels
Star Wars? Adults watching that shit. That's it.
Star Wars propelled because of the toys, the merchandising, the merchandising juggernaut when it came to Star Wars. Yes, people want to go see the show.
But, I mean, there were a lot of years where it just wasn't.
I know in the late 80s and early 90s, 2000s.
So what was the last? Was it like 86 or 87? The last cartoon aired.
Well, they had after you had Return of the Jedi, you had Droids cartoon, and you had
Droids, you had Ewoks, and you had the 2 Ewoks movies.
Yes, and then after that
no one watched. No one watched.
I watched.
All you had at that point was the Marvel comic, which at the end of its run was just awful.
Yeah.
And what George Lucas did was so fucked up when you think about it. Now fans are playing catch up, essentially decades of catch up. And now the whole generation couldn't grow up like we did on it. And it's like they're playing catch up, and it's like, now the kids aren't interested. If there wasn't that lull between the 80s and the 90s, this shit wouldn't be happening now.
You know what happened? So he was going through a bad divorce.
Yeah.
And he didn't make anything because of the divorce, because his wife will get half of everything he made. So in a way, it's kind of a slap in the fan's face, because you're doing that not to give anything to your ex-wife, and you're not putting Star Wars.
That sounds like an excuse.
Because she was going to get get her cut anyway. It had nothing to do with that. He adopted 2 kids.
Yeah.
Linda Ronstadt broke his heart.
Yeah.
He adopted 2 kids that he thought he was going to raise with Linda Ronstadt, and then he adopted a third. And when that third child was a small boy, he said, "Hey, I think I can do this again." And that's why Anakin Skywalker was a little boy.
Yeah.
And that's why Jar Jar.
So when did he actually start? He actually started putting those notes together in like 93 or 94. And so he only took 10 years off. He only took 10 years off.
Jar Jar.
Well, listen, the 2
You
greatest
do a big doo-doo now, Jar Jar.
The 2 greatest things in Star Wars from the extended universe that came out was Shadows of the Empire and The Force Unleashed. The 2 greatest things of Star Wars freaking things that came out in the 90s.
I just got my
love it.
I just got my Shadows Black Series figure.
Yes, so did I. I got my
was his name Dax or something?
Dash Rendar.
Oh, Perp didn't see the
All right,
you know what next year is, right, Dom?
What happened?
Next year's the 30th anniversary of Shadows.
Yes, and I hope we get some stuff, but I can show you this.
We're good. Yeah, I got Leia and Luke too.
I got my Prince Sizer. This is one of my favorite characters. See, it goes alongside my Star Killer.
Oh, I know that guy. That's the video game guy.
video game guy.
Yeah,
I got.
Do you have Survivor guy?
I don't have. I have Cal Kestis. I don't have it here. It's in my.
And
my
do they have shit for Outlaws Girl yet?
No.
No.
I don't know that one. All right.
I got the Leia Bosch and the Luke Imperial Guard one too.
Yeah, I have to pick that up because I love Shadows of the Empire, man. They could still fit that in.
Yeah, there's nothing really. It was just a lot of fun, man.
It was fun, man.
It was because there had only been a year since they started putting action figures out again.
Yep.
There was nothing. The books were kind of in a dark period. There wasn't anything good coming out.
I read Tales from Tatooine, and I loved that book. There was like a bunch of short stories that I thought the Boba Fett show was gonna do some stuff with that.
Well, listen,
those Dark Horse comics were the best, man.
Well, look, I love these books. I read these books over and over again.
Yeah,
the Star Wars, the Mandalorian armor. They had that. You had this slave ship, Prince Sizor. And then you had this, This was a trilogy. The
You just happen to have those laying next to you?
Whoa! I have my bookcase over here.
Oh, okay.
He's got a whole Boba Fett.
I got books. I do have books. I read all these damn books. Here, you want to talk about Shadows, baby? Shadows of the Empire, baby.
Look, that's the toy. That's the toy guy you got, right?
Yeah.
I don't
know. In '96, when that video game came out, it was supposed to come out when the Nintendo 64 launched.
Yeah.
But it came out a few weeks later. But they did they put a soundtrack out. There was a novel, a soundtrack, a toy line.
The soundtrack, I have
comic books.
Oh my god!
It was like a movie. It was like a movie merchandising blitz without a movie, and it was wildly successful.
It was, and you know what? It was such a great. Look.
This is the only Star Wars thing. We talk about Shadows, right? Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 30 years of Shadows.
Next year.
And I hope that they have a special toy. I hope some good toys come out. More toys.
We're talking about the game, right? What if they do like a remaster? Like a
the game has been remastered. It's coming out again.
I know, right? I know.
How do we go from Peter Parker, D'Onofrio to Star Wars?
I don't know. We're talking about the.
Yeah,
we're talking
I
about
have no idea.
You can end this whenever we did the speed.
No, because we're talking about Sean Levy. We're talking about Sean Levy.
Then god damn it.
Oh hell yeah.
Sean Levy, Jonathan Troper confirms that it's still in the works. That gig is something I've dreamed about my whole life.
Sean
I just read some good stuff.
I am not into Sean Levy. I liked Wolverine. I like his movies just fine. He has an amazing one-on-one interview with John Chu. I think his name is John Chu, the director of Wicked. And it was like, man, it really touched me. Like that guy, he really loves making movies and working with people. And I had a whole new respect for him. I hope he gets it done. But in the words of Max, I'll believe it when I see it.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. We were talking about at Star Wars Celebration. Right? Tamira Morrison is coming back. So apparently he's going to be in Ahsoka season 2 as Captain Rex. But on Sunday, there's a Boba Fett panel with him and Daniel Logan on Sunday. And apparently he has a big announcement. Hopefully it's Book of Boba Fett season 2 with back to badass action of Boba Fett. I'm praying to God.
You think that's going to happen?
Man, I'm so sorry, dude. I think Acolyte season 2 is more likely.
This is what I got at the con. I got the
I think you can count on the physical media release.
Yeah.
Probably being announced. The Book of Boba Fett, a steel book for the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm happy about that. But no comic book. There's no comic adaptation yet, which eventually we'll probably get. They'll take their time because they just did The Rise of Skywalker, which took 5 years.
Yeah, we need to get back to having comic book movie adaptations come out when the movie comes out.
Yeah.
And I think James Gunn agrees.
We'll see.
Look, I look at it this way. Look, I'm excited about Star Wars Celebration because there's a lot of good things that might be coming out of it. And like I said, I'm going to get my hopes up. I'm not going to get pissed off. I'm not going to get pissed off if it doesn't happen. But it's just exciting. Write that down. Write that down, Bruce.
Somebody write that down.
Write it down.
Introduce a trailer. Is there any rumors of trailers or anything?
Well, apparently they said they might have. Well, I don't know if they're gonna have footage of Mando and Grogu. They were talking about.
I bet they do.
Oh yeah,
they have
to. They were talking about that. Maybe get something else. Maybe it'll be a clearer version of what they showed at D23. But
and
we'll see.
Is Jon Favreau directing that one?
Yes.
Or is the other guy?
Yeah.
Favreau.
Favreau.
I'm down for that.
Really?
I'm down for that. Yeah. I like Favreau.
My whole thing with him is I feel that he is as influential as a technologist as George Lucas and James Cameron are because of his because how much he helped develop the volume and
Which
using
is crazy.
Unreal Engine.
It's crazy when you consider where like his debut was made. That Vince Vaughn movie. Like, it's like holy shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wrote Swinger.
No, what about Rudy with Sean Astin? He was Rudy's roommate.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then PCU was 1994.
Yeah.
He was what was his name? Gutter. Can you
Gutter.
an old lady walks, he's like the old stoner guy who's been in college for too long and he's
What
What about
fried
the
and burnt out.
replacements when he was
You
doing
could see-
replacements?
You can see that
He's got-
frustration of his early work in Swinger.
He's got dreadlocks and shit, and he's like, this old lady walks up to him and goes, "Can you show me where the campus is?" And he hears, "Can you blow me where the Pampers is?" And he's like, what? Anyway, Favroni.
Fabro, like I said, you don't know the politics that were going on in Lucasfilm. That so much stuff that Kathleen Kennedy fought against John Favreau from doing and stuff like that. I don't know how true.
I don't know
true
about
it is,
that.
But at the end of the day, listen, the Book of Boba Fett. Okay, yourself. The Book of Boba Fett. The Viper, the Vesper Gang. That was Kathleen Kennedy. The Vesper Gang.
You think what? How do you figure that?
I was always under the. I mean, I think I've seen an interview with Robert Rodriguez where he
Sophie-
says that's all him.
Sophie Thatcher's in that.
Yes, she is.
Star Wars, which would love to have Sophie, like she blew up after that shit, like with Heretic and now Companion. Like I'd love to see her again in Star Wars.
See, the only thing
I
that was
think
wrong.
Rodriguez was likening it to like the BMX gangs in Austin growing up.
Yeah, I
And
just
it was
wish that the Vesper Gang was a little bit more dirty and dingy from Tatooine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It just
Okay.
like I just
Star
hope,
Wars by definition is dirty. Like that's what made it popular.
Yeah. But you know what made it shiny? The prequels. The prequels.
Oh, you're right.
All the ships in Naboo were all
Hey,
shiny.
Vince.
Yeah, you're right.
And we talk about
Yeah,
Boba
but I
Fett.
mean, he was trying to. I think he was trying to visually give you a representation of the passage of time and how industrialized the empire made everything, and
Yeah.
bespoke and artisanal type things went away. All the shiny stuff went away when the empire came because they commodified everything, and rather than having craftsmen build ships, we had robots build ships. He was doing the same thing Tolkien was doing with, like Tolkien. None of my stuff was about industrialization. Really? Deforestation? That like you're not talking about deforestation, Tolkien? You literally have living trees
Hey,
in
look,
your come on now.
I don't look. At the end of the day, man, I look at the fact that things change. You had the tattoo cybernetic parlors that opened up that can give cybernetic implants to kids and people, which I actually think is really a cool concept because you think about it that it's sci-fi type of thing, new types of tattoos.
I let me not put no chip in my brain.
Oh, Perp, you missed my show and tell. I gotta do my show and tell.
But if George Soros,
I gotta switch to
So yeah.
playing Mario.
Oh my god. What the hell, man? I want to do that.
What?
I want to play.
It's a
on my-
bait and switch.
The bait and switch.
Bait and switch.
but if any other billionaires would like to put a chip in my brain, I'm game. Just not Elon.
You're like Neil Breen.
Yeah. Okay, boys.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna call it a night. Okay.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Rest well.
Good night, boys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, and then we had AMC CEO Adam Aaron wants movies left in theaters for 45 days.
Hey, speaking of Crazy Joe,
Yes,
speaking right to Crazy Joe's heart. Let's go.
I agree with this so much.
Sure. Whatever.
I
works
think.
for you.
I mean, I'm
If it works,
all for like 60 to 75.
Mm.
I also think that the more money your movie makes, the longer, as traditionally it has been, the longer your movie should stay in theaters, and the longer you should belay your digital and physical releases.
Yeah.
just because. I mean, if movie studios want their primary form of exhibition to succeed, they need to do more too. They want to put it all on the theater owners and stuff. It's not us. They come to see your stuff, right? We're just the vessel for them to, the cipher for them to, the teat for them to suck at, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You can only do so much stuff. You hear other people complain about things like, you're gonna have to have an auditorium or two, depending on how many screens you have in your complex. You're gonna have to dedicate an auditorium or two to cell phone freedom, to just letting people do whatever they want on their cell phones within reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if people have their cell phones out, so be it. But that's only in cinema 4 and 6. You see what I'm saying? Or you rope off certain screen times where, and like I was saying, I forget where it was the other night, where if you want to bring food from the bar or the pizza place in, be our guest. We're not going to stop.
They could literally use our own dialogue to differentiate the difference between a screening and an event. And that could literally be, this is the screening and this is the event. You want to go party, go to this event shit. If you want to just sit down, just use our dialogue, our own words and shit that we use.
There's a concept called the movie suite, where somewhere in the theater there are 2, 3, 4 rooms that would hold like 8 to 12 people, where you're not, I mean, you're in the audience and you're watching the movie with everyone else, but you're in your own confined private area where all of you're just kind of alone, and then nobody's to disturb you but the people that you have with you. Movie suites.
Like a box in the sports game.
Yeah, basically. It's like a skybox.
Skybox, yeah, that thing.
Yeah, I got
infinitely more affordable for a movie than a concert or a professional sporting event.
Hey, gents, I got to break out.
That's how IMAX works. That's how all the premium format works. But now, if the projector, if Barco and Christie and the major chains are going to start, basically, what happens? Here's how it works.
Later, Dom.
Let him out.
Oh, you head now, Dom. See you later.
I gotta leave, man. I gotta work a double tomorrow, man. So I gotta get some sleep. Let me just show you this real quick. You're talking about monsters. There you go. There you go. Mark Spears 9-9 sketch.
You put him in a cowboy hat.
Well, that's the Slayer. But look what it says. Fet rules.
I see.
Personalized
for me, which is awesome. Yeah, so but I'm out, guys. Listen, have a good rest of the show. We'll talk, we'll discuss further doings. There's a lot going on, so it should be fun.
Then we had new look at Sentry and Void and Thunderbolts trailer. I don't know if you saw the trailer. Then we have Monopoly, going to be a reality show where alliances are formed, betrayal. So that was pretty much the show.
Brutal. I've heard it's absolutely brutal. Let's say I know the person who runs sound on it, and they were there to see all of it, and they said they couldn't believe what they were seeing.
Oh my God. Okay. That's exciting.
Just the levels of depravity that people will go to just to win.
Yeah.
Unlike anything.
That's like every reality show.
Well, no, more than this guy's a reality show vet. And yeah. Anyway, I was going to say about the projectors and movie theaters and stuff. Movie theaters, just even the big chains like AMC and Regal, they just don't buy new projection systems and new sound systems. The companies like Barco and Christie, they're financing arrangements where they provide all of this equipment for a certain amount of money up front, and then everything else is back-ended. Whether you're financing, there's a myriad of options. These options are also available to smaller mom and pop theaters and smaller regional chains, often at much better terms than AMC and Regal will get. So that's how that works. So when you see it's not like Regal and AMC and Cinemark and who else is there? Phoenix Theaters and all these different firms, large and small. They're all making capital investments into their auditoriums and stuff, but they're also relying on a generous benefit from companies like Barco and Christie, from companies like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and Mars and who else, Hershey, all of that, because it helps their bottom line too. So it's going to be an all-in thing. Everybody's got to be on board. The candy companies, the popcorn people, the oil people, the soda people, the movie people, the real estate people. Like, nobody understands all of it. Somebody can tell you, I worked 14 years in a movie theater, so I understand. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. Especially if that 14 years was 15 years ago. They have no clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, there's my little rant.
Oh, Sticks is here. Hey, Sticks.
Ah, the Hoovian.
Who's next?
So what were you talking about on your channel today, Perp?
I was watching a crazy this Hong Kong movie that it was a watch party that I wanted to revisit because it's been a while.
I
It was
asked you in
fun.
the chat, was that your introduction to Troy Hark movies?
No,
Okay.
no, because I did it. I did his whole the Van Damme shit before. It was that was his return to Hong Kong after he did Knockoff and Double Team with Dennis Rodman, and then those movies weren't hits, and he returned there. So I knew about him from those. I don't even remember where I learned. I knew that he was the producer for John Woo movies. That's how I knew him, and I didn't know he directed his own stuff until the Van Damme stuff. But yeah, that was fun. I did that with Fourth. He enjoyed it, so that was good. And then we just started talking about Batman. Like, and the conversations always end up going to Batman, right?
What was your Batman discussion?
It seems like we felt very similar about the Matt Reeves Batman, where we were really digging a lot of parts and then not digging a lot of parts, and it's like kind of a 50-50 film.
Yeah, I
for
run
me,
out cold on that one.
yeah, where it's like I love the beginning, and then it's like a slow descent into like I don't care anymore. Like as the movie continues, it's like it's a weird movie because it's like what's good is really good, but then kind of loses me a little bit. So that's basically our discussions. Not as many topics as here. The Minecraft stuff is awesome. That's crazy what's going on with that movie, man.
You know, and that leads into how smart Warner Brothers was for putting that trailer in front of that movie.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's very precise. I think what they have going on is very precise with their marketing strategy, and you're not.
Again, that's nothing new. There isn't a summer that's gone by where they haven't stuck a few minutes in front of one of their hits that for a movie they want to be a bigger hit. What did I go see the first 5 minutes of The Dark Knight in IMAX? I went to go see an IMAX movie that I otherwise would not have cared about in 2008, just so I could see the beginning of The Dark Knight 6 months early or whatever, 3 months early. They did it again with The Dark Knight Rises. I forget what it was. I went to see a movie just so I could see the beginning of The Dark Knight Rises in IMAX early. Not the first time, won't be the last, but I love it. Certainly it's going to help.
So from what I've seen online is that Superman is made for kids. What else have I seen? They're going to rig the numbers for Superman like they did Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that's a new one.
That's a new one. There's so many excuses people are coming up with when this movie is going to be successful.
Yeah, it's still an if, but it seems like everyone is. It seems like they're confident. Yeah. Like I said, like no one panicked the minute people were asking, "What? That is so embarrassing. What happened with the Puppy Bowl?" Like there wasn't a panic button drawn, and they released something.
Yeah,
which is good.
Hey, Sticks.
It has nothing.
What's going on?
It's not free for the movie studio to put to promote something on a network that their parent company owns. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not free time. Animal Planet's not giving free time to Warner Brothers for them to promote Superman in the Puppy Bowl. There's still a cost.
Yeah,
There's
it has
still
to be a cost
cost.
because it takes away from another one. So no matter what,
Yes,
it's a cost.
there will be a cost. There always is. Nothing is free. It's insane to me that the shit that gets put out there, man, by people. I work in the business and I know. Well, why are you lying then, or just completely, or you don't know? Why are you being this way?
That's the thing. People don't know what they don't know, because if they did, they would know they don't know it. That's the thing about not knowing.
Yeah,
you don't know the
that's
extent
thing
of how
about-
much you don't know.
That's the thing about cognitive dissonance and the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Go ahead, Sticks.
Wouldn't it be when they put it on their own channel that it doesn't cost them as much as it would if they put it on?
Are they going to get breaks? Sure, but it's still there's going to be.
I think that slot would go to, that slot
and
would
when you put it on the Puppy Bowl, you don't have to pay the exorbitant amount you would putting it on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're saving money either way.
Yeah, because the people that are watching the Puppy Bowl are dog lovers.
I think what ended up happening is that they got those numbers back for Shazam. They got those numbers back for The Flash. They got those numbers back for Aquaman. And they were like, dude, it's just not worth it. Like CinemaCon, we showed The Flash in CinemaCon. Look what happened. It's like, no, keep it all hidden. Keep it exclusive. That's what people want. Like,
yeah. Because the same people that complain about there's not enough marketing, I don't know what's going on in this movie, what is the plot of this movie, are the same people who complain about other trailers saying they showed too much. They showed the whole movie. Yeah. It just
right.
Don't worry. I'm pretty sure we'll get that still. Like when the marketing picks up for Superman, it's gonna. I feel the shift is gonna be too much now. It's too much. We know everything now.
The new poster's out.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Is it good?
It's
Are you
just
excited? Are you excited for Superman?
Just a blue sky. It's just a blue sky with the.
I'm gonna go see it. I'm not like
shield in it.
completely excited for it, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm not completely excited for it.
That's not your favorite character?
No,
Yeah.
no.
I'm
wait,
excited.
but
We could.
go
I
movie.
get to see my little brother's name.
But I'm still waiting.
Oh, speaking of which, tomorrow night on Styx's channel, we're going to do 3000 Space Theater, whatever the hell it's called, Doctor Who
Mystery
episodes.
Science Theater 3000.
Mystery Science Theater, Doctor Who episodes. It's going to be random episodes every week. Audience will be able to watch along with us. So
I'll definitely have to tune in for that.
I heard it's good. I heard the new episode pilot or whatever came out already or something.
Oh, the pilot's out?
I heard.
Yeah, this Friday or Saturday starts the new season.
Or at least the reviews are coming out for the pilot that were good.
Yeah.
I think they fumble with the first season a little, and I think it's going to course correct for the second, because from the trailer it looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
Should
the lead is leaving?
Yeah.
Is this his last season?
Yeah, he's tired of all the hate and all the other things that's going along with it.
Yeah, I think it's if Disney's really going to go through with making this movie, then it's probably time for Tenet to come back again.
Yeah, I don't think. What is Tenet doing now?
I don't know.
He's got he's got a show on ITV or BBC that he does now, and then there's been talk of him maybe coming back as Purple Man and Jessica Jones. I don't know if that's possible. I don't remember how it ended in that series with him, but we'll see. That's a couple years down the road, though.
Let me see what he has coming up. He has Good Omens, another season of that.
No, it's just a 90-minute special.
No,
one episode,
yeah, because the
he
whole
has a
Neil
TV
Gaiman
show
thing.
called Hyde, the Thursday Murder Club.
Mm-hmm.
and Standing By.
Yeah, that's a mini.
Dude will always be busy.
Yeah, he's
But
always
he's also going to be the movie doctor.
There's a
Speaking of movie doctors, the 2 Christopher Lee Doctor Who movies will be coming to 4K in May.
Oh.
That's true. That's right. Another way for me to collect it, I guess. I've got that movie in beta VHS. I've got it on DVD.
When they do these movies, do they get theater releases or they go to streaming?
The Disney one, it will be like a big budget movie.
And that'll be a first.
The two 60.
Yeah, the Cushing
what
ones.
year they were. Yeah, Peter Cushing played them.
And 68. Yeah.
Were they really 2 years apart?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Was it Amicus or yeah? It was Amicus, wasn't it? Not Hammer.
Amicus, yeah, not Hammer.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. They adapted 2 story arcs for the big screen with Grand Moff Tarkin as Doctor Who.
Yeah, the first one was based on the episode called The Daleks, which is the first appearance of the Daleks. And then the second one is based on the invasion of Earth.
And they're just the most curious anomalies of science fiction pop culture that I've ever encountered in my lifetime. I love them.
They're non-canonical to the series. They're just their own little kind of pocket universe type of stuff. But I love them. I love them.
Yeah, I do too. They're just so charming.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, Stitch, I know I probably told you this before, but one of my lifelong friends, his grandfather was one of the television executives responsible for bringing the United States.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Chicago public television executive.
Oh, okay.
Who also was in charge of getting all, like, you would see PBS programs on like Time Life Video.
Yeah. Yep.
That was him.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And when he would go to the UK to license programs, he was like, you know what? I think my grandson would like this. And sure enough, Jason was his test audience. He would get boxes of toys and shit, man. It was insane.
Oh, wow. Wish I had boxes of Doctor Who toys.
Those old Palatoy, British Magos. Oh,
I got a box of
I think
Mudmen.
Herb should join us on tomorrow night and watch an episode of Doctor Who with us and react as a newbie.
Maybe I'm in. If I'm not in the road, if you do it later, maybe I'll show up for sure.
Now, what time is the show? 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Oh yeah, I could probably make that.
Yeah, that'll be fun because Jedi is going to be there, and he doesn't know anything about Doctor Who, so
Joe's gonna be there.
Oh, Joe's coming on too.
Joe's coming on.
Oh, this is gonna be hilarious.
Which one? Crazy?
Which one are you watching?
Joe's doing it.
Oh, Crazy
told
Joe's a fan.
No,
Okay.
Crazy Joe's a fan too.
I think Crazy Joe's a fan of Doctor Who.
I'll reach out to
Crazy
him.
Joe, I've heard Joe say he watched Doctor Who before.
Yeah, I'll reach out to Joe tomorrow and see if he wants to hop on. The more the merrier. Doctor Who is fun.
I got Mama Bear coming on as well.
Oh,
It would air on locally in Chicago on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, and which is something we could not miss.
Mm-hmm. When it came out on my PBS, it was Sundays at 6 p.m.
Yep.
So that's early. We had to. It was always like after 10:30.
As a kid, I couldn't miss an. There was no way I was missing an episode of Tom Baker's Doctor Who when it was.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What about that Christopher guy? Christopher
Eccleston?
Yeah, was he good? Was he a good one?
Yeah, it was great.
I like him.
We had to like even a new Who fan. When it came back, when that show started, it wasn't airing anywhere in the United States. So we had to torrent it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it aired on Friday or Saturday nights over there, and you had. I would get up that Sunday morning super early just to download it.
So I used to work on Saturdays, and there was a internet streaming channel that would stream them live from the BBC.
Oh yeah, I did that a few times too. Yeah.
And I would want. That's why I would always want to work on Saturdays, because I would get paid to watch Doctor Who.
Yeah,
I work.
I
I work
get it.
Saturday, sure, whatever. Sit there, nobody there. It's like,
Shut up,
Doctor-
shut up, Vince. As a kid, damn senior citizens. Hashtag HARP. Thank you.
I'm actually beginning to revel in growing old. As time starts to
Mm.
go thin, the distance to the end is closer now than it's ever been, and
Is that a song?
I feel fortunate to grow old. Not everybody gets the luxury.
I have a moral conundrum that
What's
just
that?
got presented to me.
Uh-oh.
I just got the opportunity. Okay, this is effed up, guys. Okay, I got the opportunity to get the band "Song of the South" VHS fully
Oof.
sealed for
Oof.
31
Sealed? I would take it.
Fully sealed, $31.
I
wow.
still have my Japanese Laserdisc perp. I won't blame you.
Of
You
the
need to
waltz?
understand its cultural significance.
It would
Here's
be
the
for
thing.
Max though. I would get it for Max.
That-
to be fucked up.
That movie, I'm like, this is real shit right here.
This is so
that
cheap,
movie-
man. I've never seen it like that, and it's sealed.
That movie is why my mother didn't become a racist piece of shit like the rest of her family.
It is a great.
I've never seen it. It's just, man. Are they always this cheap? Am I looking at this wrong?
I don't know. I've
I
never.
No, yeah, you're that sounds high to me.
For
But I don't
sealed?
buy
don't know.
used. I don't buy VHS.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
can't
read-
buy them on eBay. I don't think. Or can you?
Shit, that dude, Little Mermaid goes for $900.
VHS on eBay? Why couldn't you buy VHS on eBay?
Song of
Oh
the
yeah,
South.
no, like it's not banned. It's not like they can stop you from.
$17 unsealed.
Unsealed?
Yeah,
Oh, never
Yeah,
mind. This
wait,
isn't
hold
a
on.
deal.
That's the sing-alongs.
It-
Never mind.
Yeah, it's just that they're not gonna release it.
Oh, you're talking
Yeah.
Disney. You're talking
Yeah.
Disney. I thought you were talking about the band, like the waltz and that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the
I-
band, the last waltz.
Yeah, I thought this was what you were talking about. Like that's. I
Man, if
I
you-
saw a Song of the South in the theaters when it came out.
1986 was the last time it had another run, and it
Mhm.
was double featured with, I believe, what was 86 Disney? The Great Mouse Detective?
Wasn't that Black Cauldron?
No, that was 85.
Mm.
Or
85 is
84.
okay.
It was. I want to
it's
say it
in
was
the Great
either
Mouse
the Great Mouse Detective or Oliver and Company. One of those.
Sounds about right.
That was the last time it got a theatrical
Mhm.
release.
Little Mermaid is $300. All right.
Is it a
I'm gonna do
sealed?
research. Never mind. My moral
Is it a
conundrum is
sealed-
solved. I ain't getting anything. All right.
Is it a sealed clamshell?
No, it's not. It's
I'll
not
send you
sealed.
one. I'm sure I have
Wow.
one around here somewhere.
Never mind.
I have a whole bunch of.
Yeah,
them.
there's just no
I get
way.
it. I'll try to get Songs of the South with a bundle with 3 Caballeros.
Yeah, there's no way I pay more than like $2 for a sealed VHS tape. There's absolutely no way. I don't
There's
care
a
what the
couple.
movie
There's
is.
a couple I had to get. I had to definitely get Blair Witch in VHS. It just feels so appropriate to have that movie in VHS.
Oh, yeah. Found VHS footage.
Mike, I get it, I guess, because I mean, I buy vinyl records by the.
Mhm.
I spend hundreds of dollars every week on fucking vinyl records.
You got Laserdisc, Degrassi? You told me you
I
did,
have.
right?
I've got like 2,000 of them in storage,
Holy crap.
Wow. Holy crap.
Wow.
at least.
Wow.
Jeez.
I mean, we're talking from the early 1980s to the late 1990s. 15 years of just every movie that came out. Yeah. Pretty much.
All right, Bruce, bro.
I can't bring myself to
12:30.
get rid of them.
12:30.
Oh, it
You're
is
gonna
12:30.
close this out, or should I just
Let's
go?
close this out, guys.
All right,
Thank
sure.
you, everyone. This has been a great night. Monday Madness is back.
Thank
Hopefully,
you.
I see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Please hit the like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
Later,
You guys
Perp.
stick around after the outro.